album. The debut album, 1995 Soul Food album on Face Records, classic album. I believe it's out of print. Um, how did I get? I got into this group with the video. Like I was watching Rap City one day in the summer. I think it was '95, and I got in when they played Self Therapy came on, and when that came on, it was like, yo, I was like, who the hell are these cats? Like, I saw Cujo Goodie with his hair was all out with the blown afro, and I remember them from the Outkast album, something playlistic. They were on the
Mhm.
Get Up and Get Out joint. That was fire. Still one of my favorite Outkast songs. And I saw this South W video, and then they said they were coming out with their own album. I got it when I got that album. I think I got that the same. You remember Columbia House, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I had
Yep.
gotten that like it was one of those like 12 CDs for like a penny type of deal. So I had gotten
Yep.
this, and
Yeah.
I got the Only Built for Cuban Link, and what else I got? I got a Society of Soul album actually. Me and Reg was talking about that the other day. But I had gotten that album, and it was like a whole bunch of albums I've gotten, and this was one of the albums. And I listened to it, and I felt like it was a dope album, real great production, real like they're
Yeah.
like telling their side of things from coming from where they come from in Atlanta, and I thought it was great, and they were different. They didn't sound like nobody at that time. You had CeeLo at that time before he went solo, and he did the Noize Barkley thing with Danger Mouse. He was singing and he was rapping as well. I thought that was dope, and it was just a different type of group, and they had that stamp from Organized Noise, a legendary production team with Sleepy Brown and Rico Wade and Ray Murray, and they Organized Noise, they crafted that Atlanta sound for Outkast and for Goodie Mob and Slim Cutter Calhoun, Witch Doctor, so many other artists they've done stuff for, and I just thought that it was a dope album, and even now it's like people they never got that recognition, and I never understood why. Maybe because they were from the South or whatever, but I feel like it's only right that we got to put respect on it. So how did y'all get into Goodie Mob? When was like the first time like y'all like got into their stuff?
Um, like I said, I used to stay down south, so I was into it heavy, and I think the first time I heard them was probably on that Outcast Southern Playalistic. I'm trying to
Right.
think if it was some other movies. I don't know. Yeah, that had to be the first time, but I know as soon as I heard CeeLo's voice, it was over for me. I was already a fan.
Right.
I love CeeLo.
No doubt.
To me, I would
Rich, how you
say
got it?
like you said what?
No, I was saying how did you get into them?
Oh, okay. To me, I was gonna say like when I was hearing Outkast, the Sun Playalistic Cadillac music, pretty much the song "Get Up, Get
Right.
Out," one of my favorite tracks. And the first time I heard it was in the
Right.
movie ATL. ATL, the first
Right.
time I heard that,
Okay.
and then it led me listening to the song "Cell Therapy," which I'm gonna talk more about that song in a minute. But yeah, that's how it just pretty much
Yes.
segued into Southern Playalistic, then Soul Food, and then Still Standing, which that's gonna be a discussion for another day, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's my
Definitely.
favorite one.
Yeah, that
That's
shit right.
definitely my
Woo,
favorite.
that shit.
Mhm.
I don't have the backstory on how they formed. You had like that backstory, Reg?
Yeah, hold on. I can pull it up, see what I can get. Hold on, because I was actually looking
Yeah.
some stuff up not
It's
too
not
long
on
ago.
Wikipedia. They only have like on
It ain't gonna be
Wikipedia
on
for whatever
Wikipedia.
reason they only got from when. Huh?
It ain't gonna be on there because remember they low key they lightweight fell out with CeeLo, so it ain't gonna be all that. But I'm telling you, like it was at first it was them two. It
Oh,
was Cujo and Timo, and then
right.
I think maybe Gibbs went to high school. Somebody, one of them went to high school with somebody else. Like they all knew each other from around the way, but they was messing with like they wasn't they wasn't even supposed to be a group. I don't think I forgot like all of it, but I just know them two was Those two was actually Goodie Mob, and then CeeLo and Big Gipp joined a little bit later, and then they
Right.
started performing under the Dungeon family. Like they was already like on the outskirts, but then they all started making music together. I think for sure that's it.
Okay.
So yeah, they ain't gonna have too
Cause
much
I
about
couldn't
what
find.
else they know.
They only had like when they got back together on Wikipedia. So
Right.
you know, um, yeah. So we got the first album, Soul Food, 19 tracks, all produced by Organized Noise. Let's discuss this album, go. It's a masterpiece. The first song is called well actually it's an intro called Free, and I thought it was real. It had like a neo soul vibe to it. I like the piano keys and the guitars for it, and you have CeeLo singing, nice ad libs by CeeLo, and I thought it was a real like different type of intro for the album, and definitely a dope intro.
I agree. It was real bluesy and soulful, and it was it kind of let you know what you was in for, like what to expect, because it was a different type of the sound was different from everything else that was, because '95 was a real good year for rap. Like everything came out, like
Yes.
a lot of good
Oh yeah.
things came out. So you had to stand out in order to even, what I'm saying, crack that little ceiling or whatever. So that intro kind of set the tone for me for the whole album.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna piggyback what you guys are saying too. Pretty much, it's pretty much one of my favorite songs from this album, and I know it's an intro, but that's just how good of an album this is. Just the theme of being
Right.
free of being yourself. I just love that, and like Try said, CeeLo on the vocals, man. That's say what you want about CeeLo, man, but when it comes to his vocals over those right kind of beats and shit like that, it's definitely a win in my opinion.
Yep. Definitely. And um yeah, I always thought CeeLo was different, and back then we didn't give him like in the hip hop community we didn't give him like a lot of grief for singing and being able to rap at the same time. Nowadays when you have an artist like Drake, he gets a lot of hate because of that. But back then when CeeLo was doing it, nobody gave him no hate because of that.
Because it was soulful, like it was for real,
Right.
like you ain't had no choice but to feel it. Like you just,
Right,
I mean, even just going into the second song, like it it draws you, like he drew you in. Like you had to
right,
understand what is this short fat motherfucker about to say? Like what is he saying? And it made you listen. For real, it made you listen because of his
right.
voice.
Man. Track two, we got Thought Process. This track is about Goody Mob is talking about racism and towards the black community, which is still something that going on now. And
Right.
from Project Housing to the police, they have to live through the horrors of their own race killing and fighting each other just to get food or money. I thought it was a great track. It had like a positive message. Featuring Andre 3000 from Outkast. Nice beat, real melodic keys, nice bass line, soulful ad libbing again. I like what the part that CeeLo said when he was saying, sometimes I don't even know how I'm gonna eat. About $20 away from being on the street. Might see a nigga on TV, but hell is almost like I'm rapping for free. And then Andre's verse was dope, and at the end of his verse, like you hear like some hand clapping. I thought that was dope. It was just a real nice track with a positive message. It was good to hear Andre collaborate with his Dungeon Family affiliates.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Like I thought the beat itself, it draws you in. It makes you, like I said, like how you said, the production on this was just so tight. Like everything fit. And I like when CeeLo said, I kind of like being broke. At least I know what my friends here for. Like that's some real shit. Like everything. I think back then CeeLo was one of my favorites. Him and Gift. And
Right.
I like the chemistry. Like you said, how Outkast or Andre came on his song, like they all had chemistry, and you could tell, like just like how you would with your cousin. Like you will have it just all sounded good
Right.
together. Every single person in the Dungeon family, like every affiliate they had, sounded good on their tracks. It all fit.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, man. Thought process is definitely a highlight when it comes to this album. You know, just talking about racism in the streets and in the black community. Definitely love CeeLo on this fucking track. I just always felt like Lady Silk said, he was definitely one of my favorites. To me, it's always got to be CeeLo and Cujo, definitely as one of my favorites from this group and
Right.
shit. I did like 3000's three stack verse on this shit, especially the line where he says, let me pull it up right quick. I got off at the 13th floor when they told me that it wasn't one. Then they said it skipped from 12 to 14. Still smoking, still drinking. No, I'm still in on the Lincoln 4M thinking that in reality, the war is like the ball for the players and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy how he mentioned the 13th floor and he ended up having a song, 13th floor growing old in the AT Aliens album and shit.
Right.
So it's
Classic.
kind of
That's my favorite Outkast album.
she to me,
That's
it's
my
kind of
favorite.
hard. It's Aquemini. It's a toss up to Aquemini with that album. It's kind of hard sometimes.
Aquemini is great too. I love that album.
Hmm.
Um, Track three, we get to Red Dog. It's a skit. The Red Dog was an anti-drug police department in Atlanta, and the name standing for run every drug deal out of Georgia. And the song is about them breaking into a house that they suspect, they have drugs inside. And the intro of the skit was like a callback to Grandmaster Flash and Furious Five, the message.
Yep.
So that was like a little skit, you know. And what did y'all have any thoughts on the skit?
Just love how it segued uh into the track Dirty South. Like how you
Dirty South.
like to me this without even well I'll wait till we get there. I'll wait.
Yeah. I felt like it
Reg,
was
you
good.
got any thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a unique skit though. But I agree with what you said. It's definitely a nice way to
Right,
get into like the next song and shit. You know.
right. And yeah, we get to track four, which is the Dirty South. This was the second single. The South W was the first one. The second single was Dirty South with featuring Cool Breeze, another Dungeon Family affiliate, and Big Boy from Outkast. And the record was widely accepted as one of the first, if not the first, record to offer or refer to the South as the Dirty South.
Mhm.
And a term that has stuck around to this day. Dungeon Family. And I love it. I think this is like one of my favorite tracks on the album. Love the video for it, and I think Cool Breeze he's severely slept on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody that haven't listened to his first album, East Side Point, that was a dope album. I like the lines where he said, now Dirty Bill Clinton fronted me some weight, told me keep two, bring him back eight, and I only bought him five, stuck his ass with three. Do you think that clap would stick his goons on me? Fire. Um, right. And then another part he said, like my favorite, I call it Lemon Head Delight. That's when you liquor for the yellow and you sell the white. Dope lines by Cool Breeze. I like the chorus, see powder gets you hyper. Reefer makes you dumb. Cigarettes give you cancer. But rules make reefer make you come. Cigarettes give you cancer. But rules make you dumb. What you niggas know about the Dirty South? Fire joint, real dope beat. The bass line, it has like a real sinister medley to it. You know, the strange thing is, I think like Big Gip is like the only Goodie Mob member on this track with Big Boy and Cool Breeze, and I thought that was kind of strange. I'm like, I would have loved to hear like Timo or Cujo on the beat as well. But Big Gip is like the only Goodie Mob member on here though. You get to hear CeeLo at the end of the song, but he's not really rapping. He's just talking. But I definitely a classic joint.
Yeah, this was one of my favorites too. To me, like so, especially with this song right here, because it lets you, like you said, this is one of the first songs that acknowledge like the dirty South, like for real, and
Yeah.
letting you know what was going on there and how shit was going down and what all was going down. So to me, and this is just me, like how
Right.
when um damn CNN came out, like the ghetto CNN, this to me was the southern CNN. This was the southern version of that. This was you know, y'all come to my city playing rock the bells and we about to show y'all what how it really goes down here. Like it ain't as slow as y'all think. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? And that was the theme all throughout the South, trying to get that respect. Like, you know, let come down here and really see how we live. Like for real, we getting money. The South always got money, and like I just feel like this song was like that intro. This was that welcome to Atlanta before Ludacris type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Yeah,
let it be known. So
Yeah.
this was one of my. This is definitely one of my favorites. The video was raw too.
yeah,
That's
man. Very nice way of displaying. Very nice way of describing that track. Lady Silk, especially when you're talking about the Black CNN, because that's basically what I've always thought about. Outkast and
right.
Goody Mob, but I always felt like Goody Mob was like more political with their messages and stuff like that. Outkast was more introspective, but Goody Mob was like more political with what they were coming about. And I always felt like Dirty South was definitely one of the strongest tracks where they were just telling about what's going on in the South and whatnot. And like Tri said, like it definitely popularized the term Dirty South, which we're still using to this day. Like Andre
Hmm.
says, the South got something to say, and this is basically the song that best
Oh
describes
yeah.
it.
For
Fire.
sure.
Track five, we got Soul Therapy. That was the
Oof.
first single from this album, and Soul Therapy was also on the soundtrack to Moonlight in 2016.
Yeah.
And Moonlight it won for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. I did not know that because I haven't seen the movie, but it was on the soundtrack for that. And I love it. I like that haunting. As soon as you hear that piano loop,
Yes.
ding, 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 I
Yes.
love
Mm.
that shit. The beat, the bass line, everything about it is fire. I like CeeLo's verses again, where he says they claim that this community is so drug free, but they don't look
Hmm.
that way to me. Oh, you know what else that they tried to do? Make a curfew, especially for me and you. And I love the chorus. Who is that peeking through my window? Pal. No bots, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Love that. And Puff Daddy, of course, Puff
Okay.
Daddy sampled it. I forgot for what song. I think it's for a remix. But I remember Puffy sampling this song for like it was like either a 112 remix or like a Carl Thomas remix or something.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah. Too.
Uh,
just a dope song, man. Like the video was crazy. You see them like the
Yeah.
U-Haul truck, and it was just some crazy shit going on in that video, and I love it, man. It was just different at that time too. Like organized noise, it just gave them like a different sound that nobody else had in them. I just love it. It's a classic joint.
So this one is definitely my favorite, and this one is so personal to me because I think I was either 12 or 13 when the CD came out, but I had probably just moved to Decatur, Georgia, and
Right,
the actual apartment complex that we stayed in, everything that was going on in the song started happening. Like, you know, it was a whole bunch of teenagers, and they did put in some coded gates. And when CeeLo was like, "Who is that to keep crime out or to keep our ass in?" Like that was so real because we had the curfews and everything.
right,
And one thing aside from that, as I got older, I realized like this song was the very first song that or one of the very first songs that kind of opened my third eye, like at an early age. 'Cause they was just, I mean, it was so much that was being said in this song that a lot of people who are just now waking up,
right.
are able to understand. So they was talking about the New World Order. They was talking about like it was. What else I write up here? I can't even read my handwriting, but I mean, if you read the lyrics, if you listen to the song, like they were just so ahead of their time. Like the whole CeeLo
Yeah,
especially, and wasn't afraid to say the shit that they were saying and the impact the messages was gonna have on whoever was listening. So I always love them for their honesty. And honestly, this Goody
right.
Mob and like Wu Tang, they always put me up on game about certain things I should be reading and watching out for. So this is definitely one of the songs that at a very early age opened my third eye. So I always love it.
Definitely word up, definitely.
That's dope.
I have to also agree with Lady Silk because this is actually my favorite song off this album too, and pretty much
Okay.
the song that made me a Goodie Mob fan to begin with, and it was just like a nice representation of what
Mm,
they stood
yeah.
for. You know what was going on in the ATL. A little trivia. The video actually got banned in MTV too.
Mm.
So a little trivia for that.
Did it?
I always felt like Cujo definitely had the. Yeah, I was looking it up. They said the video got banned in MTV.
On a
Crazy.
regular, what's up, Ashley? On a regular like rotation, or like you mean like, cause I think I remember seeing it on, like, well, no, I don't want to say Young TV Raps, because at that time Young TV Raps was like on their way out. So, but I think I remember seeing it on MTV a couple of times though.
Yeah, I was looking it up. They said it was one the cell therapy video was one of the reasons Goody Mob was banned from MTV.
Oh wow, man, that's
Interesting.
crazy.
But yeah, I always felt like Cujo had the best verse. Like the lines when
Yeah,
he says, "Listen to me now, believe me later on. In the future, look it up where they say it in the Constitution that in the event of a race war, places like Operation Heartbreak Hotel, moments tear until airtight vents sealed off despair." I love this flow, especially on those last two lines though.
Mm,
So
yes,
I love this fucking song right here. The class and the beat too is just the
yeah.
unorthodox
crazy.
piano, like dun dun
Yeah,
dun dun. Ooh, man,
It
crazy,
class
sounds so
crazy.
eerie.
for
Yeah.
It do.
for y'all remember when they performed this at the hip hop awards when they got back together and shit.
I can't remember what I was, what,
I don't
20
remember
twenty
that.
seventeen. When was it?
2010, 2011, one of them years.
I can't remember. Nah, I don't think I saw that.
It was a dope
Yeah.
performance too.
So I
Yeah.
got checked out. So um, track 6, we got the Sesame Street. Um, real dope, soulful track, nice beat, bass line. I want to say they sampled the Sesame Street theme song with the, like, the little horn sample. It sounded like Sesame Street.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure. That this was another like introspective song. CeeLo, I like his parts where he says, "Wishing upon a star for a trace of happiness. My mama do her best, but she ain't making no progress. Maybe it's a test that we all gotta pass. My situation making me grow too fast." He's talking about like the hardships of growing up poor in poverty, and his mother struggling to put food on the table for the family. And I like his flow on the track as well. That was dope. Um, like the chorus, can you feel what I feel? Can you hear what I hear? Can you see what I see? When my feet hit the streets, what you know. I like that joint. That was definitely a dope joint. Um, yeah, not another solid track. And definitely, I think a lot of people could relate to this song. Just growing up, in poverty and struggling through life, and I definitely enjoyed it.
I agree with you. I love this too. Only because, or also because it reminded me of All That I Got Is You, Ghostface.
Right.
Ooh,
Because it was just that
Yeah,
same, it's just that same, again, it's like you said, it's universal. We could all relate to that growing up a certain way in a hood. But we always heard it from the East Coast. So it was just refreshing to hear it from a different perspective, knowing that, you know what, we still all going through the same things. We still, the
right.
struggle is still real. That was one of the highlights of uh, just a theme throughout this whole CD. Like the struggle is universal. Y'all got to come hear what we going through and what we went through, and this is why we the way we are, just like y'all. So we're not that
Definitely.
different. So yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it.
So
yeah, very well said by the both of you guys. Definitely Sesame Street is a very strong track when it comes to this album. they say, like y'all said, talking about poverty from like a southern point of view and shit like that. I'm guessing they called it Sesame Street because it's supposed to be like a child point of view,
Right.
I guess, but yeah, so I guess that's why they call it Sesame Street. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
very
see.
dope track. I love this shit.
The like the little sample in it sound like some Sesame Street shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Sesame Street, so
Find
I can't
any
say.
information about it, but be a great like, huh? I was saying like Lady Silk said like it was like a ode to like moms. Like we heard Ghostface do it with All That I Got Is You, and you have like a Southern doing that and paying homage to their moms. I thought that was real dope.
Hmm.
Right.
Track 7 we get to Guess Who, another soulful track. Nice pianos, nice beat, nice bass guitar. Cujo in his verse, he's talking about his mom, and he calls his mom old bird, and in his lines he says, my old bird cried tears of joy when she heard I wasn't gonna serve time for possession of the sawed off, running out of running out of spurs when I came home blowed and couldn't find the keyhole. Guess who unlocked the door? My old bird, putting my ass out. I better eat before. And again, like he was paying homage to his mom, and the different things that she, like she stuck her neck out for him when he almost went to the joint, and when she kicked his ass out, and she still cooked for him even after she ended up kicking him out the house. And I just thought that was like a dope song that a lot anybody that went through that with their mama, they could relate to. And I like the nice singing by CeeLo at the end of the track. He's singing, and you know just a dope joint, just a dope joint. And also Cujo said guess not Cujo, I think it was no, it was Cujo. He said, "Guess who beat the dog shit out of me, kid? My mama. Don't play that shit. I had to pick that. He had to pick the switch. So at the end of his verse, he's talking about how he had to pick the switch so that his mama could beat him with. That I know that's like a southern thing. Like
Oh
when
yeah.
kids got beat, they use the switch. And I don't know nothing about that. We didn't do that. He was out in the
Wow.
belt. You know what I mean? So and I also what's his name Adrian Peterson, the NFL running back. He actually got in trouble. I was telling Reg this like a couple months ago. He actually got in trouble by the NFL for using the switch on his little son or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
Like
Really?
he got suspended. I think it happened like 2 years ago. He actually got
Wow.
suspended by the NFL because like they felt like he was abusing his kid for beating him with a switch or whatever. So I don't understand that, but yeah,
Wow.
But what does the
Well, I got my ass
NFL
beat
got?
with it. Right, to
And
do with discipline. That's crazy.
right. Well, I don't know because I'm like what a man does off the field. It's not like he's helping his team win. How he disciplines his kid should be like that's like his private life. I don't understand how the
exactly.
NFL can step in
Why
and
does the
say
Right.
NFL have something to do with that?
right.
That's
And
wild.
I don't know, but for whatever reason they felt like I guess he was being too tough on his little kid or whatever, and they felt like we got to suspend you for that. So I don't understand it.
Stupid.
That's wild. Well, I'm from the South, like I said, and I got beat with switches, with shoes, house shoes,
Right.
fly
Oh wow.
squats, belts,
Wow.
extension cords, whatever was around. So we
Preach.
wouldn't have made it in no NFL.
Preach.
But one thing I liked about this guest who was, again, for me, it was a southern version of Dear Mama. It was so sweet. It was about their moms, like, and I don't know how true. Well, no, yes, I do know how true this. Well, the second part, I don't. I'm gonna say I don't know how true this is. But one thing I do know is that Tupac was a huge fan of Goodie Mob, and
Right.
so they say. Somebody says that he allegedly wanted to join the group, which I can't see, but it's nice
Really?
to think about. Yeah,
I
it's
got a
nice
Oh
story
wow.
to
about that.
like think about that. Oh, you do? Go ahead, tell me, because I love Tupac. If you
I
can't
never I
tell.
never
Well,
heard that before.
well, see, there's an interesting story that I've recently read that during the recording of "Hit 'Em Up," the only people that was in the studio was that he allowed was, I think, of course, the producer, which I believe
Mhm.
was Johnny J, if I'm not mistaken. Then Left Eye and Goodie Mob watched Tupac record, hit him up and shit.
Mm,
Wow,
that
Yeah,
that's
makes sense
crazy.
to me. He said that was one of his favorite groups, like on some real
Right,
shit. So I could definitely see that, and I could see like because a lot of people don't know how hard Pac rock with like like different people that you wouldn't expect him to really like be cool with. Like maybe like E40. I know a lot of people knew about him and E40, but a lot of people
right.
don't really know about how cool him and E40 was, and that he toured the same time E40, him, Be Legit, and all them, and Master P, which is
yep,
why Master P was so like so, and I won't say infatuated, but it was a time when he like everything was R.I.P. Tupac, and people was like, well, where's this coming from? But he had been on tour with him. I'll be having a whole bunch of stories. So I don't want to get off topic,
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. But
I
yeah, I
I
like
did not
that
know
song
that.
though.
But in
Yeah,
hindsight, I could see like Pac collaborating with Goodie Mob because at times he had his militant side, and I definitely think that would have gelled perfectly with Goodie Mob.
for sure.
true. Yeah, I have one more thing to say about the whole
Yeah,
No Limit before I get to what I have to say about the song. Originally, Master P wanted Tupac a version for No Limit, and this was before the whole make him say
right.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Man. This was like Mama's Bad Boy, No Limit and shit. So he
you better
wanted.
say that shit. Yeah,
You said what?
I said you better say that shit. I love it when people know No Limit history. I'm going to the concert in 2 weeks. I
That's
cannot wait.
dope.
So go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, because like and it's kind of interesting too because the old No Limit sound like from like 94 to like 97. That's the No Limit I like personally and shit. Like
Right.
I'm talking about the Ghettos Trying to Kill Me, um,
Yes.
True
A
album.
ways to die. Yeah.
Ooh,
TRU. Yep.
preach,
What
yes.
you know
You
about
in the
it?
intro that
Yes.
starts with the reasons, yes, yes.
I'm trying to get him hit. I'm trying to get our boy hit. But he's
Uh,
from New York. He's
oh
so East
God, here you
Coast.
go.
Well,
It's not an East Coast
I
thing. It
recently
really
got
is.
into No Limit. I would say like 2 years ago because certain No Limit albums I would listen to, but now I'm just getting rediscovering the discography too. So, but I'm on game.
Okay.
I'm on game with that shit. Trust me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for Guess Who, definitely a dope ass song. Like I'll say like the southern equivalent to Dear Mama and shit.
Right.
Um, yeah, man, I just felt like it was a very heartfelt song and shit like that, with the southern twist.
Yeah.
And I can definitely relate too with like getting beaten by like switches and fly swatters. And I even got beat with the glasses case one time. Don't ask, but
Oh my
Hey, get it
God.
how you live, whatever's
for real.
around, for real.
He said a fly swatter. Wow.
Yeah, fly swatter
That's
is one
some
thing, but
for
the
real.
glasses case, like,
Wow. Damn, yo. Talk about abuse.
uh,
Oh shit. Okay. We had a track. What we are? Track 8. We had a track 8. It's a skit, Serenity Prayer. We have CeeLo saying, God grant me the serenity of things I cannot change, and it's like a little prayer joint. Thought that was cool. I don't really have much to say about it.
yeah, I don't either. That was the first time I heard that prayer though. I didn't
Right,
realize that's what hit me to, what they be saying. Like,
right,
that's all I got to say.
yeah, I
right,
actually, I actually like this little prayer and shit like that, low key.
right,
On some real shit because I've always something always drew me into this prayer every time. Like I don't know why, but
right.
yeah, that's one thing I have to say about it.
Track 9, we get to fighting. Love the beat, the bass line. It sounds like some crickets at nighttime
Hmm.
in the background of the song.
Yeah,
Um,
real southern.
like I like the soulful singing. Definitely a plus. CeeLo's verse now. I like CeeLo's verse. Like in the middle of the track, it's like about like maybe 3 minutes and like 17 seconds, and the music stops, and he does like a little poetry like verse, and he says, as individuals and as a people, we are at war, but the majority on my side got their eyes open wide, but still don't recognize what we're fighting for. I guess that's what I'm writing for. to try to shed some light, but we've been in the darkness so long and don't know right from wrong. Y'all scared to come near it. You ignore the voice in your head when you hear it. The enemy is after your spirit. And I thought that was real a real dope. It sounded more like poetry than an actual like verse, actual rhyme. But I thought that
Right.
was real dope. And you said at the end of the track, Goodie Mob means the good die mostly over bullshit. So that's like the abbreviation of their group name. I thought it was a real dope joint. I like the track, real inspirational, and it has like a militant feel, and just letting people know of like be aware of what's going on in this world, and with the government, and everybody trying to hold the black man down, and I love it. I think it's a dope song.
I think it's a dope song too. And again, the production was so tight. And that's actually Joy on a singing on the track. Joy is Big
Oh,
Gibbs. Well, she's
yes,
she's Big Gibbs' baby mom, but she a
yes.
cold ass singer who
Hmm.
don't get the recognition that she should have got
I agree.
around that
Yes.
time too. So
Yeah,
I love the addition because again, it was all family, and it just felt so good, the chemistry. But like you said, like the stuff that was talking about in this song, this is one of so when people always used to like to say, oh, the South, they don't be spitting, they don't have no, it's not about lyricism. Like
right,
this is one of the tracks where I would tell them to listen to because they was talking about meditate, they talking about cancer, they talking about so many things that people are that's still relevant today that people are worried
right.
about today and like it it still listens well not listens well what do you call it like this is
It's
this
still
is what I
relevant.
would thank you. Yes. And this is what I would, when everybody, throwing around the word classic and, timeless, like this is a classic album. This is a timeless album because this is something
Right,
that, is still going on and will continue to go on. That was letting you know what was going on
yep,
then, what to watch out for, what to look out for, and all that. So,
right.
again, when talk about spiritual warfare, like what other artists was talking about that? What other rappers was really talking about that in
Right,
'95? Like so
right.
ahead of their time for real. I
Oh
loved
yeah.
it.
I know X Clan was like that, but X Clan was like before '95.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
1990.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, early '90s.
Yeah, man. Like fighting. What can I say about this song? Like definitely a very strong track off this album. And a little trivia. This was actually one of the first Dungeon Family songs to feature outside production from this cat named Mizzo and stuff like that. So Mixo, yeah, excuse me.
Right,
So yeah, what I got
Okay.
from this song, black people fighting together and everything like that. Like Lady Silk mentioned, Joy definitely an
right,
underrated singer and it appeared on a lot of Dungeon Family projects and shit like that. I always
right.
felt like, Big Gip had the best verse when he says, "Who that in
Oh
my
yeah,
eyes, some clamp eating away my fungi. Another virus disease at ease, quick to lead a strike against Haiti. When half your army in the bed with pains in their back and behind their head, which doctors giving more Medicaid, but ain't no aid." Like, very dope track right there. And like y'all said, very militant as well too.
right. Yep. We get to track what we up to track 10. Blood is a skit. Now Blood, like even though it's a skit on Soul Food, it was actually a full version of this song on the America is Dying Slowly compilation album. I think that dropped in like 95, 96.
Oh, I remember
And
that. Yeah.
yeah, that album was about like I think it was like a AIDS like
Yeah.
benefit album or something like that. Wu
Yeah.
Tang
Yep.
is on there. They have a whole bunch of different artists. But the full version of this song is on that album. It's not on here. It's only the skit. I was when I was listening to it, I was like, yo, this is a dope ass beat. It should have been longer. Not even knowing that there's a full song for it. Like CeeLo saying it's a shame when niggas when niggas gonna what do you say? It's a shame. It's a shame when niggas gonna uh realize we the same. Oh, it's a shame that niggas when niggas gonna realize that we the same. That's what he says on the beginning of the skit. And I thought it was a dope little skit. I definitely got to hear the full version now though, but I think it was cool.
Yeah, it was a cool skit, and I was like you, like I don't understand why the actual, even if it was on that compilation, why it wasn't on that album. I feel like it
Right,
should have been, but maybe it could have been like because the production was so tight. Like maybe it just, I don't know. It didn't. I don't know why they would put the skit on there and then not the whole song though. So I don't know. That makes me wonder
right.
what really happened. Like it was
It's
overdue or
crazy.
something like that or something. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah, I know that Goodie Mob, they weren't the first artists that have done that because if you guys remember from AZ's Do or Die, he had this one
Yeah,
song, I think after
Mm,
More Money, More Murder, More Homicide, like Born Again, Die Alone, some shit like that, like a little short mini
right.
song. So just thought it was
mm,
like a little snippet and shit like that too. And even I think with A Tribe Called Quest with Bonita Applebaum, they include like a little outro of Can I Kick It too.
Right. That's
oh
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That was real popular back in the day.
Oh
But
yeah,
I thought
for
they used to
sure.
do that more so for videos and stuff.
Hmm.
But I do remember like seeing that or hearing that on albums. Right.
right. But as for this song Blood and shit, I did remember hearing like the full song when I heard the AIDS compilation, but that was like a while back ago. I gotta re-listen to
Yeah.
that one.
Mhm.
And that
But
album is out of print too.
yeah,
Yeah.
very out of front. But yeah, if you guys have not heard the AIDS compilation, that's a very dope compilation. Listen to that shit. Some of the most thought provoking hip hop about STDs is on the shit. So
Definitely.
yeah, Blood definitely a dope track. And say the full version definitely on the compilation.
Now we get to track 11, Live at the Omni. The Omni used to be an arena that used to, the Atlanta Hawks used to play at, and they when they built the Phillips Arena for the Hawks, they got rid of the Omni, like they broke it down or whatever. That was like during the '80s, back when they had Dominique Wilkins and Spud Webb. And this track, it was real bouncy. I like the track. It has like a Million Man March type of vibe to it. The
Mm-hmm.
Million Man March that was in '95 as well.
Yeah.
And I like Cujo's verse where he says, "Ain't no such thing as a 1995 slave. You bought that shit on yourself, sucking on the devil's dick already kissing on his ass for that $10 raise, bitch. Beat me down for some petty cash. Smiling in my face as the beast looked on and laughed. And I like the chorus. 1 million niggas inside. You can't break me, even though you tried. Love that joint. Dope track, man. That's one of my favorites on this album.
Okay. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. Like I'm sitting here looking at the lyrics again because plenty niggas sitting in jail just to eat a decent meal. Like it's like every other line like just hits you. You
Yeah,
gotta some shit you gotta listen to. The I used to trust my preacher, but nowadays my Mac 11 is my one and only teacher. Like that shit. Like you
Shh.
gotta sit back and like listen, like think about what this man is saying, what they saying, like
oh yeah,
to really get it. So I love it, man.
definitely.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Live at the Omni is definitely a raw and filtered track right here.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, a lot of this shit they was saying, a lot of this shit they was saying was just so thought provoking and shit like that. This
Mhm.
is
yes,
probably like among like their most political shits on this album, in my
oh yeah,
opinion.
Yeah.
true.
I love the line when they says, "Niggas are still dying. It ain't no excuse. AIDS got it where the niggas can't reproduce. Niggas don't want to listen when you tell it like it is. Can't even get his own because you worried about his. Like some real ass shit, right? Like right there. To
That's
Mm,
be honest,
real.
but yeah, man,
true
live at
word.
the yeah, I never knew what the Omni was. I've heard that phrase mentioned a couple times before, but thanks for clearing that up, Try, about what that was. But yeah, man, very
Well, it's also an abbreviation to that. What 1 million niggas inside. That's also in the course. It's an abbreviation to that. But that's the old Omni. That's where the Atlanta Hawks used to play back in the '80s.
okay. Okay, bad.
You know, I watched I watched a lot of basketball.
I feel you. Hey, I'm gonna get a paper towel right quick,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna meet up with y'all right quick.
All right, cool. Yeah, that was that was track 11 out of the Omni. We go to track 12, Goodie Bag, real bouncy track, nice beat, nice bass line. I like Big Gibbs verse now on this track where he says half these niggas around me hollering nuke, talking about nuke Gingrich. Now what the
Fuck that.
fuck has this politician did for you? Come Mr. Can't put ain't gonna change, can't do shit but get mad. I can't keep Billy and his uncle out my fucking goodie bag. Love that joint. Definitely a dope track. This is another here. Definitely Big Gip killed it.
I agree with you because Get man, I Get is like one of the he's just like a good representation of Atlanta. Like his swag, his talk, his slang, the way he carries himself, the shit he talk about, like he just that version of the old dirty South that is just like timeless. And this, like you said, this particular verse, like this verse, he really stood out. I mean, this song, his verse really stood out. And I don't know if you heard Mute and Mind Frame, but like that's another very underrated album from him. And it just made me want to. This song made me want to listen to that album again every time I hear this song. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's all I got to say about this one.
Yes, son. Goodie Bag, man. That's definitely a dope weed track right there. Love the beat to that track and shit. And like you guys said, like Big Gift definitely did his thing on that one. But you should also give credit to CeeLo too and shit because CeeLo came out hard with this track too.
CeeLo, yes.
And so
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like when he's let me tell you something. Like niggas always want to look at CeeLo for the nigga that says like the fuck you and pop CeeLo's, but when he spits, he can really spit and shit. Like he don't get the props he deserves,
I agree.
especially with this album.
Right. This is CeeLo. I know. I don't
I
know
agree.
that other CeeLo, but y'all
Fuck
know for real that
you.
after that Gnarls Barley
He
shit or whatever, I never like that wasn't it for
bad.
me.
Yeah, I
I
love
don't
Nas
think it
Bar.
was like Nos Barkley stuff. I don't think it was bad. I just think they
It wasn't.
like maybe the heads didn't understand it.
I
You know.
I'm gonna tell you me personally, it was simply because I knew him from something else. I knew him for doing something else. I knew him his that
Right.
soulful version of CeeLo. That was a whole nother
Right.
version of CeeLo. I respected it because you're an artist. You wanna. That was like with same thing with Common when he came out with that electric circus shit.
Hold
I ignored it. I ignored it. So I
up.
tried to ignore. So
that
I
that
tried to ignore the stuff with him. But you got to let your artists do what they need to do to get that shit out their system so they can
Right.
go back to making the good shit again,
Right.
right? And
right.
that's what we had to do.
Right.
But CeeLo never went back to that for me. To me, he never went back to that. So,
Respect.
yeah.
But I gotta be real. Electric Circuit, I love that album. I don't care what no one says.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. It was just so different, though. I guess I don't know. It was just so different to me. I
Right.
wasn't expecting it. It had some cuts on it, though. It definitely did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I had to say about Goodie Bag and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. CeeLo definitely killed it. He had like a well. I know. I seen on the Genius site they compared his um his style on that song to like Winter Wars. I don't see how they compare him to like
Right.
Capadonna. You know what I'm saying? Like he
The
killed it, but I
who?
don't think it's on Winter Wars level though. But
Winter
you know,
War? Who is that? I didn't even
Winter
hear.
War it's a track. Winter Wars was a track on Ghostface Killer's first album, Iron Man, with Capadonna and Raekwon is on there,
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
and
Oh.
they compared CeeLo's verse to Winter Wars. I'm like, really?
Hmm.
sometimes Rap Genius, anything anybody can put shit there sometimes. That's why I
Right.
was like, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very juvenile.
But it was dope. I definitely think that's one of the best verses I've ever heard from CeeLo as far as like him rapping. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope verse he had.
Mm.
You know. Track 13, we get to the title track now, Soul Food. This was the I believe this was like the third single from the album, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, they're talking about like the, you know, why fast food is bad for you, and you know, and home cooked meals. And I love this song because no other artist was doing these type of songs. There was no other artist that was talking about, you know, soul food being healthy for you, and you know, get rid of the big, put down the Big Mac and the Whopper, and you know what I mean. And even the video was dope, and I love Timo's verse on his first verse because he has two verses on here. The
Mhm.
first verse he's talking about didn't come for no beef because I don't eat steak. I got a plate of soul food, chicken, rice, and gravy, not covered in too much. Drinking a cup of punch, tropical every last Thursday of the month. Fire joint. I love the soul food singing by CeeLo. And on the second verse for Timo, he takes a shot at OJ's prosecutors, Marsha Clark and Christopher Darden.
Mm.
I thought that was like right after the trial when OJ got off or whatever. And
Mhm.
I think it was a great song, and you know, and especially for Black people, I think we need to eat more healthy. I don't think like we eat healthy enough, being that a lot of us live around like fast food joints. Like I used to live down the block from a McDonald's when I was younger, you know, and all around us there's either McDonald's or KFC or Popeyes. You know, you see people, especially now, going crazy for like this whole chicken thing with
Oh
Popeyes and
God.
the chicken sandwiches, and it's not a healthy thing for us. I just think we need to try to eat more healthier. Like, you know, once in a while in moderation you can have that, but I think we need to eat more salad, more vegetables, more fruit. You know, and I just think that this was like a dope song to like explain to the Black community why, you know, like the importance of eating healthy, and I love it, man. I love that singing, you know, that the whole chorus with CeeLo, you know, come and get your soul food. Love that shit, man. So soulful and such a dope song. I love it, man. It's a classic song.
Definitely agree with you. And I'm going to say two things about. Well, I'm going to say more than two things. You already know how I do. But no, one
Right,
thing I love about this song is it's so southern. Like like the whole throughout the whole song, they shouting out these different places to eat at and shit. Like different
right.
one Cujo's. I love Cujo's verse too. And I wanted to
Yeah,
say something about he talking about yeah, beef is cheaper, but it's pumped with red dye between two pieces of bread,
right.
and that's real shit. Like if you know anything about
Mhm.
like what I'm saying is they talking about the food industry. They it's more than just food, but then or he talking about a
Right,
house full of holes. Now what's the ingredients? Spaghetti plus a monthly flow. Now I don't know if y'all know about that particular shit right there, but the spaghetti and the, you know what I'm saying, immenses. But we ain't got to get into it here, but y'all can look it up and then like y'all like you'll understand like why that part is so like it hit you in the head. Once you understand it, like you'll understand like damn, because this song it wasn't just about food. It really was about
right,
like this microwave society that we live in, and
right.
how you know even with like I'm gonna say even within the rap industry, like you know, you got your fast food rap, what they call the
Mhm.
mumble rap right now, and then you got
Right,
this
right.
soulful shit right here, and that's really
Mhm.
what I felt like they was talking about, especially CeeLo. Like he was letting you know, like, hey, come get your soul, come get that shit from us. Like
Right.
we got what you
Oh
need,
yeah.
and
Right.
my favorite part definitely at the end where he say, fast food got me feeling sick. Them crackers think they slick by trying to make this bullshit affordable.
Mhm.
I thank the Lord that my voice was
Yeah.
recordable. Like that shit was just so raw because that's
Fire.
real. Like that was just so real. So I keep saying it's like everything was my favorite song on here. Like I ain't even gonna front. Like oh, I got like five favorite cuts on here. I don't know, but this is definitely one of them too.
Right.
Okay, yes, very well said about what y'all said. So definitely a very dope, iconic song from the group. This definitely has that southern feel, so I just love that southern feel from it and shit. About how we all should eat healthy, cut back, like don't even fuck with like the fast
Mhm.
food and shit like that. Like it's good to eat fast food once in a while, but if
Right.
you want to eat it like every damn day and shit, then yeah, like it's a fucking problem. But yeah, Yeah, very dope song, soul food and shit. Like, I love the beat, love the chorus. What can I say?
Oh yeah, and I had two friends that went into the hospital at the same time back in 2009 because they had a poor diet. So like after they went into the hospital, that kind of like scared me into like changing my eating habits. I used to eat a lot of fast food. I used to drink a lot of soda. I cut all that out. I haven't drank soda in like 9, 10 years. I eat more salad and vegetables, and I feel a lot better now than I did, 10 years ago. And I was feeling like waking up feeling sluggish and everything. And I definitely think, changing up your diet a little bit, it goes a long way. And I think a lot of minority. I don't want to just say black, but minority people in general. I feel like, they need to change up their diet. If you're eating wrong, just changing up a little bit. Drink more water, eat more salad, more fruit, more vegetables, and you'll feel totally different. And I definitely support Goodie Mob for bringing out this type of song and making the black community and the hip hop community aware of what's going on with our food. The government always fuck with our food. They put chemicals in it, all type of shit. And I definitely applaud them for doing that. So definitely a classic song. Um, Now we get to track 14, Funeral Skit. Don't really have much to say about it. It sounded like they were like attending like a friend's funeral or whatever. And I think Cujo has said something about I wonder what they're gonna something about I wonder what they're gonna put on my tombstone when I die, something like that. And I don't really have much to say about that skit.
Me neither.
Ditto.
Reg.
Yeah, I don't have nothing to say either.
Track 15 we get to I didn't ask to come. Nice beat, nice hi hats. The bass line is dope. I like Timo's verse where he says, I study battle through the day. Mama think I'm wrong because I want to get paid. The system ain't giving Timo a chance when it's two on the loose and Black trying to get this noose a little slack around my neck. They're making it hard for a brother to cope. It's still illegal to smoke cess because they can't tax. I'm ready to go up in the White House with my axe and chop up shit until they give me my shit back. I thought that was a dope verse by Timo. Really, really solid track.
Um, Let me see. I wrote that to me when I really started thinking about this shit, thinking about this song and the stuff they were saying, like I got sad, like because it made me think of like especially back like just all of the funerals that you've attended or ever been in, and how many was your friends or your peoples and shit, and um Paul Bearer to this one, Paul Bearer to that one. Can't seem to get a grip because my palms are sweating. Like that's real. That's visual. Like I
Oh yeah,
saw that, and
right.
so I don't know. I appreciated this song. I don't know how I felt when I
Oh
first
yeah,
heard it, like back in the day, but now as I'm older and I've been through all this shit and I've done this and
right.
that, like I really appreciate it. And that's all.
Yeah, man. Very deep song right here. I feel like this is something that a lot of people should definitely hear today because it's like we all try to make it. We all trying to like have big dreams for ourselves, but depending on like the environment we live in, sometimes the
Right.
environment we live in or the obstacles around you can be a prevention and stuff like that. And then when things don't always go
Yeah.
from your perspective, you just ask yourself like, why am I on earth if it is suffer from all this tragedy and whatnot and stuff like that. But I guess the like real point of the song is how one should definitely be content with one's life and stuff like.
Mm.
Right. I agree. True shit. Um, Track 16, we get to another skit, Rico. That's named after Rico Wade, one of the three members from our Organized Noise production team. And he's saying,
Right.
we sit back and watch for the bullshit because we know it's coming. And that's self-explanatory when you hear that skit. Then it goes right into track 17 with the coming track featuring Rich Doctor. I thought it was a banging track, a nice pianos on it, nice bass line. I like Rich Doctor's verse where he says, I know niggas all over the SWATs. Niggas that go get in your ass on the SWAT, concoct like a wise wizard. Just cause I wear the red eye, you may think I'm a high nigga, but looks can be deceiving. God lives within me, and brother, I feel him, and I love that joint. I like he's also on the chorus. I like the chorus. Coming with the killing too, click. Atlanta got it too. Fire joint. Love that. But I think Witch Doctor is highly underrated as an artist. Um,
Mhm.
I remember when I went to see Outkast on the Stankonia tour in 2000. They were the whole Dungeon family was there. Witch Doctor performed, and Cool Breeze performed. Everybody from the Dungeon family performed. Such a great concert. I enjoyed that. Definitely a dope track.
Um, I agree, and I don't know what happened to Witch Doctor. Like we didn't hear much
Right.
from him, and I feel like we should have, especially
Yeah.
after coming so hard on this. Like I think I was
Right.
expecting more. I remember he did have an album, but I don't remember anything about
Yeah.
it, and I don't. Yeah. Um, this song was cool. I think I got fatigued, and I don't remember even writing nothing about this song. So I don't have much to say about it other than I wish I could hear more from Witch Doctor.
Yeah, man, definitely a dope track off this album and shit like that to come in. Yeah, Witch Doctor, he definitely went in and shit like that. That's like a lot of, I know a lot of people like have high praise for him and stuff like that. I definitely got to peep his album from '97. Definitely got to peep that shit. But
Right.
yeah, man, very dope track. I think they all came out hard, but I just felt like Witch Doctor just stole the show with this one.
Oh yeah. Now we get to track 18, another skit, uh CeeLo skit, and CeeLo's on the skit and he's saying how God is everything and he's working through the crackers to save us all. And I don't that's really what I got from it. I don't really have nothing much to say about the skits on here, but that was like his message on his own skit. So
Um, Again, the stuff he was saying back back in the day, it just
right,
it helped me grow. It helped me like read into other things. It helped me like at an early age understand what was going on from different points of views that I wasn't getting from my parents or
right.
from my elders and from school. So uh including this skit, like the stuff he's saying on this skit was like it wasn't as controversial to me as it could have been if I hadn't heard it before.
True.
Yeah, man. Definitely a dope skit from CeeLo and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely a dope skit from CeeLo.
The last track, this is track 19, The Day After, produced by Organized Noise. Again, another dope beat, bass line, real soulful singing on there. Um, yeah, great way to end the album. I didn't write nothing for the song, but I definitely think it's a solid track on the album.
I wrote exactly what you just said. It was a great way to end the album. It was
Right,
like the perfect what they call them bookends. So you left got drawn in with that prayer and then
right,
got synced off with this, and it was just like it was a nice little package, like a nice little gift.
yeah,
Like, up, we wrap this up. Here's here it is. We give it to you, present it to
right.
you. This is soul food. I loved it in the
Oh yeah,
styrofoam container, steaming hot. I loved it.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, picking back for what all you guys are saying, it's definitely a nice way to end off the album and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man, like it's beautiful singing on this album. Dope beat by Organized Noise. What can you say? It's very dope out. Those dope way to end off the album.
I love the album. I think the album is a classic. I like the fact that you know it's a timeless album because like even though it came out like 20 something years ago, you could play it now and we're still as black people we're still dealing with the same shit
Yeah.
in 2019 and just dealing their social and political views on like the government and eating right and the man and just a whole bunch of things that us as a people we still deal with now to this day. And I just feel like it's a groundbreaking album, especially for the South, when people wasn't really trying to check for the South like that, and for Goodie Mob to come through and from Atlanta and from that whole Dungeon family clique, and Outkast were real successful at that time, and then Goodie Mob drops next, and I feel like it's a classic album. Great production, great songs, and it's very soulful, and has like even like with the messages that CeeLo was saying on there, with dealing with God and everything. It's gospel. It has like gospel feeling at times, and that's everything about the South. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a album that for whatever reason people sleep on. I don't know why. I think it's one of the best from 1995. I still think it's one of the best albums to come from the South, and I think it's a great album. And we have four gifted MCs. Like Big Gip is definitely underrated MC, and CeeLo with his bars and his singing, and Timo and Cujo Goodie. I definitely think they're a complete collective. My favorite tracks would be Soul Food and Cell Therapy, Live at the Omni. Like I love those songs. Like those are the songs I played the most. And Sesame Street was great as well. And just a great album. Like minus the skits, I don't like the skits wasn't really a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they were some of the skits were meaningful on here. I just think it's a complete album, and people need to check it out definitely.
So I am with you. I think this is a classic album. I think they made the struggle they made the struggle poetic. Like they gave it a poetic, gospel, bluesy, southern fried soundtrack for the struggle. And again, this is my southern version of Capone and Noriega,
Right.
the ghetto CNN. It opened it not just my eyes, but so many people back in the day who listened to this album, like it opened a lot of people's eyes to like what's really going on with the government, what's going on with the just everything that, like I said, they were touching other things in this the themes in this CD. Like I finally understood it to what it was more than soul food. It wasn't about food. It was about nourishment through your ears, like a different type of nourishment. And even just I'm looking at that cover, the album cover, and even just the cover, like if you really look into it, like you see some shit like they praying over. It seems like they saying their prayers before they eat, like,
Right.
and it's just the visuals along with what's actually inside of it is just
Hmm.
powerful. This is definitely one of my favorite albums,
Oh yeah.
and it's such a powerful, impactful album. And I do think that again, when they ask about Southern rap, like you have to have this in that rotation. You have to have this in that list. It has to be included. It has to be.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah, very nice what y'all said about the album. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a classic album and stuff like that, and probably one of my favorite albums to come from the Dungeon family
Right.
and stuff like that. I just felt like it was more southern, like a more like old to like Southern life and shit like that than Southern playlistic. Even though Southern playlistic did its thing too, don't get me wrong, but
Right.
just something about this album alone, I just always fucked with on a heavy level and shit like that. Soul, gospel, blues, and shit like that. Yeah, I definitely love this album. Not no bad tracks on this album. Like I give this a fucking 5 mics, in my
Oh yeah.
personal opinion. 5 mics all the way.
Sure.
Yeah, this definitely a perfect album you can play like around your family and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
you have your good, it has your good moments, but it has the moments where you have to watch out for like what's around you and shit. So
Right.
yeah, very dope album.
And like I said, the album is out of print, but well, it's like for me, it's out of print on Amazon because Amazon I use a lot. It's out of print on Amazon, but you could probably get it on eBay and Discogs for like a good price.
Right.
You know what I mean? But classic album, 5 mic classic. There's a question that somebody has a question for you, lady. So, Samuel Blind asks, do you like Patti LaBelle?
That's so random. I'm gonna say this. So I appreciate Patti LaBelle, but I'm a hip hop fanatic. Like I listen to R&B more now as an adult than I ever did like back in the day. I used to listen to like whatever came on the radio, but Patti LaBelle is definitely, she's cool, but I ain't gonna sit around and just play a Patti LaBelle album. I'll say that. I
I
play
feel,
rap.
I feel. Nothing wrong with that.
Thanks for the question though.
And you spell Patti LaBelle wrong.
I wonder what made them ask that. Like,
I don't know.
did we mention? That's
I don't know
funny.
why you just
I
asked.
don't know, man. That's random, but hey, but listen, y'all.
Yeah.
Actually, I gotta get ready to go to work tonight. So
All right, man.
it was nice doing this review with y'all and shit. Lady Silk
Yes,
was definitely
sir.
nice meeting you. We definitely gotta collaborate
You
more and stuff.
too. Yes.
All right. Good night,
I'm
everybody.
mad y'all did AZ without me.
You said what?
I said I'm mad y'all did AZ without me. I love that
Oh
album.
shit.
You didn't tell me you
And
wanted to
then
do
you
that one.
mentioned
I didn't
Mo,
know you wanted to do
and
that.
then man, hell yeah. And then you
Hold
mentioned Mo Murder. That was my shit.
That's my favorite song too.
Mine too.
I didn't know that.
You're a Luda fan, right?
Huh?
How well you know Ludacris music?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Luda. Yeah.
Okay, bad. We gotta do review some Luda together soon because I didn't try to mention that one time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Southern Hospitality. We gotta do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, back for the first time.
No, we already
We
did. We
did that
just
one
did
already.
that one. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's do
Just like
Southern
the
Hospitality.
we could do the Ludacris discography.
Oh, I'm down for that.
You know what I mean?
I'm down
All
for that.
right. Well, just let me know.
Yeah.
All right, bet. I'm hit y'all
All
up, okay?
right.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Lady Soap.
Okay. How do I? Yeah.
Oh, you want to lock off, or you got any last words or anything?
Oh, ooh, let's see, what else do I want to say? No, I don't have anything else to say.
No.
But one day I do want to. I know probably not like soon since we just did this one, but I definitely want to do Still Standing because
Yeah.
that album was written for me. I don't know if you knew that, but
I
they
didn't
had
know
this
that.
one song on there. Yeah, now you know.
Wow.
That album was definitely written for me,
Okay.
particularly the one track, "Beautiful Skin." So we
You,
definitely got to talk about
you
that
know what?
because
We're
that
gonna do that because Reg always talk about that album. That's like his favorite Goodie Mob album. So we definitely gonna do that.
really,
You and Reg again. That we'll definitely do that
yeah,
next early next year sometime.
okay,
We gotta let the
yeah.
masses digest this episode, and if they ain't checked out this
Hmm.
album, they go out and check that one,
I
then get
know
ready for the second one. So
that's
you know,
true.
yeah.
And then what did we say we was gonna do?
Fred Scott,
We're gonna do. Oh yeah, I don't
yeah.
want to wait on that
You
though.
know what? Okay, so when you want to do the Dred Scott album?
I don't know. Let's wait on that though, because I gotta like really get into that. I ain't
Okay,
even like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm familiar, but I don't recall listening to like a whole album. And my daddy's been trying to get me to listen to it for like
man.
at least a decade or
Oh,
more. So
I feel you.
yeah.
Man, it's
So I
never too
want to do
late.
something else different. Yeah,
It's
it
never too
really
late.
ain't because I've
I
been
just got
discovering all
into
types of stuff.
MC Ren's stuff earlier this year, so it's never too late. Because
Really?
yeah, I knew of Ren of course, but I never like as far
Yeah.
like the solo stuff. I was always into like Cube and Dre, so I was never into like Ren and Yella did the porn stuff. So you know,
Right.
but Ren it's dope. Like after checking out Kiss My Black Ass and Shaka Hour, Ren is an underrated solo artist.
Yeah, I ain't even hear. I gotta
Yeah,
listen to
it's
something
dope.
because, like you
Definitely.
said, I always fuck with Cube or you know, like I was the type to I listen. I'll go to the bootleg dude
Mhm.
and get
Right.
a whole but like the compilation. You know what I'm saying? Get like the mixtape. Well, not really mixtapes, but
Mhm.
like they'll just put a whole bunch of West Coast artists on it or something like that. So
Right.
I ain't never really. I don't think I ever
Sa-
really listened to a
are you
whole.
into Busta Rhymes?
I am, but not enough to listen to a whole album. I'm not gonna
Because
lie to you. Nah.
Sam also asked for us to do a Busta Rhymes. I guess he's talking about the Busta Rhymes discography. But we're gonna do so. I know
Oh,
we Rex talked about doing something about Buster, so we might do something about that.
Yeah, because that would make me listen to a whole album. Cause
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, when the what was that leaders of the new school?
yeah.
Was it Charlie Brown? Like no, it wasn't
Mhm.
Charlie. I don't know why
Charlie
I'm
Brown.
thinking. Yeah, wasn't it a video for that or something like that? And they running through the
But
hallway
there's a member
together.
called Charlie Brown in the group.
Oh, so then no, that's wrong. Then so maybe that's not what I'm talking about. I just remember
Mm.
I remember becoming a fan from that, and then like certain like his singles will always pop, but I
Oh
ain't
yeah.
never really listened to a whole
Wow.
Busta Rhymes album. I
Right.
really messed with him more so because of his fashion. Remember, I don't
Right.
know if you remember he had that
Oh
Bushi
yeah.
line or
The
how you
dresses and
say
all
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how
Hmm.
I really fucked with him because he was real flamboyant with his
Hmm.
style and his dread. So as far as
Right.
the music, I just listened to the singles. So
Right. Yeah. They had sent me something in the mail when he was doing the whole Bushi line. They had sent me like a booklet or something in the mail, like back in the day.
what do you still have
Yeah.
it?
Nah, because
Oh my
he was trying to get the Bushi line into like the department stores like Macy's
yeah.
and Bloomingdale's and stuff. But
Yeah, I remember.
I never saw the line in the department stores though.
Yeah, I don't think it ever went into actual production, just like
Yeah.
Kanye's line Pastel
Right.
when he was like he had mock-ups and everything. I still remember like because I was doing, you know, I'm a fashion blogger, and I like
Right.
to talk about like black fashion and style, and
Right.
like those two guys like really contributed a lot to hip hop as far as fashion and style wise. But with Busta, I loved it because he didn't give a fuck.
Right.
He dressed weird, but in his own way, like
Mm.
not to the point where I wasn't about to see a whole bunch of dudes dressed like him, is what I'm trying to say. So it would have
Right.
been hard for them to get that stuff in stores. Like it not get it, yeah, get it in the stores because who was gonna order it? Who was about
Right.
to walk around in them
Hmm.
jacquard high collared
Yeah.
sleeveless vests, all the way tunics, like it was just
Right.
a lot going on. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cause
that's the type
they
of
had like
outcast too.
they had emailed me because they had I guess like a little promo thing going on, and they had like sent me like a booklet with like different leather jackets and T-shirts and all that. But I never bought anything from his line.
Oh. But you want to still have that booklet though?
Nah, I don't got that. That was like
You
early.
always throwing stuff away.
What you mean? No, I don't throw stuff away. I just keep the significant stuff.
That was
You know what I mean?
significant as fuck. Do you know how, like a cat, man, listen, you don't understand. Oh
You
my
know, like
gosh.
you just said, niggas in the streets was not wearing no Boosie leather jumper with Tims, and we wasn't doing that shit. You know what I mean?
I
And
know,
Buster
but
just had his own style, you know.
he definitely did. He definitely did.
And
But we
yeah, but
allowed that too. Can we talk about that real quick too? Because we allowed him to dress as weird as he wanted to dress with all that high colored neon bright shit. But
uh,
yet y'all want to talk about Lil Uzi and you know all these young dudes with their little skinny jeans and they tight pants and they tight sweaters and whatnot. But we allowed, you know what I'm saying? We had a lot of weird dresses back in the day too. Kwame with his fucking polka
right,
dots.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We
Mm.
had MC Hammer in his
And
Hammer pants, which I definitely had some in fourth grade.
Both Hammer and Kwame got called out for how they dressed. You know, Biggie called Kwame out, and Hammer got called
Okay,
out so many times.
yeah, but that was by other artists. It wasn't
Right,
necessarily so much from the fans, though. It, you know what I'm saying?
right,
9 times out of 10, other artists was probably mad because, well, I ain't gonna say Biggie was mad because he couldn't wear
right,
Hammer pants. But what I'm saying is, like, they had their own style, so it was real important. But we allowed that. We allowed Biggie to be in them tight ass Coogee sweaters. We allow, you know
mm,
what I'm saying? We allow a lot of shit to go on that a lot of old heads now talk about, you know what I'm saying, with the younger dudes. But I be looking at photos of
mm,
with Juice Crew and Marley
right.
Marl and all them. They was wearing them tight ass cut off
Yeah,
crop
yeah.
tops and
But
bell bottom pants and
me
boxer
being from the
gloves.
old school, I don't like the new as far as the new school, the new generation. I know that's their thing, that's their movement. So I don't really care about like I don't get into all that like what Triple X wear and all that stuff. But back in the day, like we had some faux pas when it came to fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like those Hammer parachute pants, nobody was wearing that shit. You know, You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
When
That's
when
true.
when Kid and Play came out with
Well, I had some.
the patent leather shoes and shit, that was like a big no, and you know what I'm saying? But we had our little things. It wasn't as big because we didn't have social media back then. So it was a different era when
That's
Kwame could
true
get away with that
too.
shit because we didn't have social media to tell Kwame like, yo, take off the polka dots. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep,
different now. If he was wearing
that's
polka dots in
true.
this day and age, somebody would have checked him for it on social media. But it was just a different time, and like the fanny packs. I never liked the fanny packs when they were out back in the day. I still don't like them now.
Well, I liked them then, and I love them
Right.
now.
But I mean, they
You
look
know.
cute on women, but a guy with a fanny pack, come on.
Well, I like them across the chest, though. It's just all about how
Okay.
you wear them. Like if you wear them across the chest, I love it.
Right.
I like it better than them dang on book bag, them nylon book bags that
Uh,
men be wearing on their backpack. Like I
right.
don't like those.
Right.
But
Right.
a nice, fanny pack. What we call them waist bags.
Right. Waistband.
Okay,
Mhm.
waist bag, nice bag across the chest. That's kind of cool. I like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam. We're gonna do the Onyx discography. The Locks only got 2 albums, so I don't think we could discuss their mixtapes. I don't think we're gonna do for 2 albums. It's not really a discography. But
We
definitely we could do
could
the
go
Onyx
the
one.
first one. We could do the first one.
You want to do Buster?
Oh no, I want to do, but I don't
You
know.
want you want to do Onyx discography?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing
Well, Onyx,
Onyx.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I love Onyx, but up until I want to say um after Shut Them Down, I stopped really checking for their albums because they came out with trash after that, and they still coming out with albums now, but it's not the same. It's like they
What?
got
I
like
didn't know that.
they got what's that production team? The Snow Goons producing their albums now. They just came out with a new album like a couple was it last week it came out like a couple weeks ago. But like if we do Onyx discography, it's gonna be like from back the fuck up till Shut Them Down. So basically like from '93 to like what '98 that came out, Shut Them Down. So I don't know. I
Well,
got I
then
got to
maybe
talk to Reg
not.
about that. 'Cause I don't know how you feel about the other Onyx albums like during the 2000s and shit.
Um,
But we'll definitely find some others. There's a whole bunch of other artists we could discuss that needs their respect and all that. So
I know, and you know what? I want to do like I don't know, you probably ain't going to do this, but I maybe
don't
I'll
say
do it
that.
on my own. Like
Don't say
I'm
that.
just not cause I want to do like songs,
You
like
want to do
just
songs?
songs.
You want to do
Yeah, cause
songs?
like yeah, cause you know a song I
Uh,
heard like maybe last week
uh,
that I had to play 5 times in a row. Back,
okay.
you gotta think 5 times in a row,
Okay.
back to back, was motherfucking Money Talks by Lil Kim.
Okay.
Do you remember that shit from
Money Talk.
what was that soundtrack? That was Money Talk soundtrack.
Oh, the
Yes,
movie with Chris Tucker and I forgot the white guy.
yes. I don't
Okay.
even remember the movie, but that song,
Mhm.
man,
Charlie
man,
Sheen. I think
listen.
Charlie Sheen was in there.
Okay, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. But the song, I'm telling you, like, listen to if
Money
you
Talk.
haven't heard that song in a
I got it.
minute, listen to that shit again. Kim spitting tough shit. She talking cash money shit over this crazy ass beat,
Okay.
and I'm like, why the fuck? Like, we got to talk about this song. Like, I can't be the only one that feels like this
How do
about
you
this
how do you
song.
feel about how do you feel about Rhapsody?
You know what? Everybody keep asking about her. I'm not even hip.
Yeah.
Like I keep hearing about her, but I'm so stuck on Cash Doll and
Right.
Meg and Rico.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even taken the time to hear Rhapsody,
Right.
Rhapsody,
Yeah.
but I want to because I keep hearing good things about her though.
I know
Then
Reg said he wants to do a album discussion on her latest album.
I didn't
Uh,
even know it came out.
yeah, it's good. Like she named like a lot of the songs after like black, strong black women like Michelle Obama and Whitney Houston and Serena Williams. It's a good album though.
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to it then.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would love to. I would love to. Yeah, cause do we even talk about females? I would
We
like
we don't
to.
talk about females enough, but we need to because I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like being on the other podcasts I used to be on, them niggas they didn't care about female MCs like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they refused to listen to them, and I feel like female MCs played an important part in hip hop. Salt and
Hell
Pepper
yeah.
and Queen Latifah, MC Light. Those are legends. So
I was
I
about to
gotta
say
give
light
respect to them.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Roxanne Rock one of my very first albums I bought on vinyl was UTFO. If people remember UTFO, they had they had that beef with Roxanne Shante and the real Roxanne. That
Yeah,
was on that album,
yeah.
and I think they definitely I have to definitely we definitely need to respect female MCs more in this game. So I
I
definitely plan
definitely
on
agree.
doing more discussions about female MCs and stuff like that.
I would love to do light because you know what? She kept like she was rocking from the 80s to damn near the late 90s. Because remember when
Right.
she came out with the keep on keeping on with Escape and the
Yes.
party don't
Yes.
something else like
Yes.
her even her last album was still hitting and like
Mhm.
she should have been done, but
Oh yeah.
like you cannot deny skill. I don't
Oh
care
yeah.
like how old, how
Mhm.
so that's why Jay Z is still able to do his thing. That's why Missy
Right.
came out and got so much love, and I don't know what happened with Lil Kim though, because
Mhm.
her album came out and
Right.
nobody bought it, but
Right. Check with.
I think I think maybe I don't know what that was about.
But I mean, even now, like there's still dope MCs. You still got Rhapsody. You got you know what's her name? Jean Grey. I always thought Jean Grey was underrated.
Oh yeah, yeah, my daddy
Um,
loves her.
you got Ill Camille. She's dope. There's a whole bunch of MC. The shorty down in Houston. I forgot her name. The Latin chick. You know,
Mm.
they're still out there being relevant and doing it. I think people focus too much on Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma. You know what I mean? All these other people,
Mainstream. That's because it's mainstream. That's what they're hearing.
right? Cardi
That's
B.
just
You know
how.
what I
That's
mean?
Yeah. That's what
I,
they hear.
I
You can't
watched. I
blame.
saw that movie, the movie Hustlers, that they heavily promoted Cardi B. Cardi B got like two scenes in that movie. She's not even the whole star of that film. I'm like,
I
they
didn't
just
even see
basically
it.
they basically used her name for that movie on the poster. She's on the movie poster, but she's only got like two scenes in the film. I'm like, come on, the
Well,
film, the real star was J Lo. J Lo is the real star of that film. It's not Cardi B.
yeah, but she can't act. So I mean, that's taking a chance. Like, get J Lo who can't
I
act, but let's
I,
bring
I
Cardi
think
B fans in here.
I think J Lo is a better actor than a singer. I don't think she can sing for shit, but I think she's a better
That
actor.
ain't saying shit. Then that ain't saying shit because the
you
level, the
know,
bar is like right here. Like I don't know.
you know what I mean? But yeah, we definitely gonna plan some more female discussions in hip hop because they have to be respected just like the men.
Hey, you ain't hip to Rico. We need to do something on Rico, but I don't think she got like a full like she just got a whole bunch of mixtapes out. But I'm saying
Uh,
like she gives that energy of I don't even want to say like Kodak Black, but like
right,
she just aggressive. She aggressive as fuck and like some shit that I think niggas probably would listen to too if they like if he was hip to her. I don't know. I think we should review some of hers because
okay.
she got some cuts that like she be
Yeah,
spitting.
we doing HNIC on Reg's channel, Sam. We're gonna do that album discussion on his channel. MC Light, that we could do MC Light discography. Roxanne Shante, maybe her too.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't heard a lot of Roxanne Shante's albums though, but I'm more familiar
me
with MC Light
neither.
stuff.
Me too. I think I only heard like like I did watch the Netflix movie and
Hmm.
I know the history, just based on, just the history, but
Right,
I probably only heard two records, if that, from Roxanne
right, right.
Shante. So
Same. But that's something to cover because I nobody mentions Roxanne Shante, so I definitely be down to do that one. You know, and what
but sometimes people don't get mentioned because
they don't get mentioned because
um,
they got slept on. Yeah, that happens now. There's
right.
artists now that's getting slept on.
That's true. But
You know,
even back then, like I feel like especially with Roxanne Shante, like almost felt like especially rap back then, not just her, but a lot of that rap back then was almost kind of gimmicky.
right,
When you think about it now, like not when you was in it, but like because maybe I was like 3, 4, 5, somewhere around there, so I didn't get to appreciate it at the time when it was out. But when I
right.
went back to listen to it in the early '90s, it was just like I don't never have to listen to this again. But it's
Right,
always good to know the history and like where it came from. But I
right,
don't know. That is somebody I would have to really listen to her full album to even
right,
understand Roxanne Shante because I don't know nothing about her. Only what
right.
I've seen on
But
Netflix.
that's why you have us because I when I started this podcast, I did not want to talk about the same thing. I don't want to talk about Nas all the time and Tupac and
Yeah,
Jay-Z. I did that on that other podcast. That's what they do. I wanted to talk about different artists, different genres. So that's what me and Reg do. We talk about different artists and different genres that, the type of artists that they don't get that shine, they don't get that respect. That's why I wanted to talk about the Goodie Mob album and talk about False Side and talk about, Mike Geronimo and people like that, because those artists they get slept on for the bigger name artists.
we should do Tila. You
Tila,
fuck with Tila? Yeah, you fuck
I
with her?
never heard Tila, but I'll definitely check Tila out and we could discuss
Wait,
that.
say what? I didn't hear
I
you.
never heard the album, but I'll definitely check that out.
Okay. And what about Twister? How do
And
you feel about Twister?
Twister, I had the Twister album I had, it was what's the name of that shit? Adrenaline?
Mm,
Yeah, I had that album because my homeboy he had bought it, but he didn't like it and he gave it to me. So
what?
yeah, so I
Oh.
tell you, like New York niggas, there's some of those artists we wasn't checking for like that, but I fuck with
But that's
Twister.
wild. Hold on, I was about to say that's wild as fuck because you know he was about to sign with Jay, right? You
Right, he
know
was
he
on
was
the
about to
Rock.
sign.
He had the Rock chain, and I
Yeah,
remember that.
like
That was when I was promoting for Rockefeller when he was rocking that Rock chain. So you know what I'm
and so
saying? Like, huh?
y'all wasn't listening, like y'all wasn't
Well,
fucking with
well,
him even then.
they were checking for him then because when Clue put out his mixtapes, he was on the mixtapes. He was on different Rockefeller releases like the Dream Team album and stuff. So we was checking for
Yeah.
him then, but before then it was like I remember Twister when he went into the Guinness
Oh
Book of
yeah.
Records for like he had like the fastest flow or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on TV because I was on TV and shit. But like as far as like albums, like the only album I heard was Adrenaline. I never heard like the other stuff he did and with Do or Die and stuff. But we could definitely discuss Twister though.
Yeah. And Do or Die is some other motherfuckers that was slept on.
Right.
That now you want to talk about a classic album that a lot of people are not hip to, but
Right.
they was real. We should do that.
Okay.
We should definitely
So
do a
you
Do or
want you want
Die
to do just the
because
discography or just like one of his albums?
no, I want to do or Die.
Do or Die.
Yeah, I want to do that album. Damn, what's the name of that? It's the one with Play It Like Me and You on it. Damn, what's the name of that? I gotta find the name of it.
Just look that shit up on Wikipedia.
Oh my gosh, what is
Shamu
that? That's
said Nas got me into Roxanne Shante. That's dope. That's dope. Roxanne and Nas is from the same projects, Queensbridge Project. So
oh yeah.
yeah. I think in the movie, not there was somebody playing Nas in that movie too. He was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was.
young Nas or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's dope.
yeah. I like it when they do stuff like Netflix movies.
Yeah,
I mean, like not even just Netflix, but like movies. Period, where
right,
they're finally able to. They're starting to talk about like our like
oh
when
yeah,
we came up, like
right,
you know what I'm saying? Because we grew up with the Jackson Five. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
The Jackson Five movie or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's great now that these kids get to see like death like how what's that Compton straight out of Compton and
right.
you know what I'm saying seeing
Yeah,
how the origins of all these black businesses really for real started how we took over this shit. Oh, it's called Picture This.
okay,
The first album. Oh my gosh, we gotta do that because that
all
that
right,
shit has
cool.
touched
So
me.
we definitely we'll do that. Yeah, Heather B is also underrated. She's not rapping no more. She's like a chef now. So
I remember
yeah,
her. I remember her. And
yeah. But Heather B definitely is underrated. That's another female that
yeah,
nobody talks about.
yeah, her and you remember Bahamadia?
But I got her album Collage.
Okay.
Great album.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that she was so underrated. Like I would have,
Oh, yeah.
cause did she only have one album?
No, she had after she worked with Premier, she had another album on forgot the label. but she's still rapping, but she doesn't put out like albums like she used to though.
Mm.
But yeah, we could talk about Bahamadia's first album if you want, Collage, because that's another album that nobody talks about.
Yeah, I don't even remember the like nothing else from it, but like maybe two single or two
She had
songs.
True Honey Buns, that was a single. She had you know how we do it. She had I Confess, you know.
Yeah, we should definitely do that because I
Oh
don't
yeah,
remember it.
Total Wreck, that was another single that she came out with.
You remember Crucial Conflict?
Yes, I remember them. Yes, Crucial Conflict. They got a lot of hate for being like the fake Bone Thugs and you
They
know
was,
yeah.
yeah. They
And
had
then
two good.
Bone called
They
them out
had
on the
two.
Art of War album.
Yep, they sure
Yeah,
did. Bone was
that was a classic album.
oh, Bone was going at everybody.
Oh yeah.
Bone was going at everybody who came, whoever thought they was coming for them.
Mm-hmm.
3 6. Who else? Um,
3 6 Mafia.
yeah, three
Yeah.
six and somebody else. It was like a couple of people. Crazy
Mm-hmm.
Bone went crazy on their ass.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I've always been a Bones fan, a Bone Thugs fan, man.
Me too.
You know, definitely. I when I had braids, my hair was long. I used to like braid my hair like the Bone Thugs members. So
Really, I used
yes,
to lie and say Wishbone
and I
was
got
my
pictures.
cousin
I got
because
pictures with me with cornrows and French braids and all that. So you know what I
That's
mean?
funny because I used to you remember when the Brat first came out and she had her hair in the plaits with the barrette
Right,
at
right.
the end and
Mm-hmm.
the rubber bands. I was definitely on that shit, looking
Oh
crazy
yeah,
in the seventh
oh yeah,
grade.
definitely.
Definitely was on my the Brat.
Lady Luck was dope. I don't. She don't have like no.
Oh yeah,
She don't have like a large
she
body
didn't
of
come out
work.
with an album, right?
Yeah, she was signed to Def Jam and she never dropped the album.
Don't you remember she was I remember when she was being featured in the source and it was following her around for like maybe her high school prom or some shit like some
Oh,
shit. It was like
right.
her and two other young artists and I've tried to follow her career off of that and it wasn't never nothing. Like I would
Yeah,
hear like maybe a mixtape or stuff or
right,
something on a mixtape and then that was it. And then I heard about her messing with somebody from one of the girls from Love and Hip Hop, and that was it. Like I
right.
ain't heard nothing else.
She had
So,
the freestyle battle against Remy and people were saying like she lost to Remy or Remy was writing her rhymes and shit.
oh well, see, I completely missed that part because
Yeah,
to me, she could have been the first Lil Ma or not Lil
right,
Ma, however you say Lil M.A. I don't know how you say her name, but
right.
she could have been the first one for if they
Mm,
had a knew what to do. That's what I think it was.
mm,
I think they did not know what to do with her. Because remember back in the day when certain artists would come out and they'd try to package them like, okay, you
right,
know, the brat, you the female Snoop, or Eve, you the pit bull in the skirt. They ain't know what to do with Lady Luck because she
right.
was.
And and I think also because she's a lesbian, it's like they were like, how do we promote her?
That's
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
trying
saying?
to tell you. That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't know
Yeah,
what to do with her. They didn't know what market to put her in
right.
because she hard. Like they weren't ready for no. That's why I say like a lot of motherfucker. Is it Young Ma or Young
Young
Ma or
young
whatever
Ma,
her name is?
young Ma.
Okay, Young Ma. She like a lot of people for real made that path for her to
Hmm.
be able to spit like she do because that was something that I always wondered about like females in rap. Like why we can't spit as hard as a nigga do and be talking about the same shit as a nigga do. And with the exception of Lil Kim,
Hmm.
she did it, but it was still like dipped in a sex, like it had to be dipped in some sex. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
With Young M.A, like you just get that straight hardcore, like Lil Day. I think I'm saying her name, Lil Dej or Dej Low. Dej Low. She
It's
tried to
low.
do it,
Hmm.
but they ended up switching up. They ended up making her switch it up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But she could have been the first. But I feel like old girl, young Ma, she came out at
Hmm.
the right time. Like she just
Right.
had it. It's time for that now. And now I feel like now you got so many lanes with so many different female rappers that you could go either way.
Right. Yeah,
It's a real big
she
drive
was on Lady
now.
Luck was on Pharaoh Monch, Internal Affairs album and EPMD Out of Business album. I got the
She
EPMD
was on
album.
Out of Business.
Yeah.
I know I got that. I don't even remember her being on there.
She was on what's that song? The Symphony 2000? She was on that joint.
Oh my
with
gosh,
Red and
why did
Method
I forget
Man, and
that?
there's two versions. There's
Yeah.
one with M.o.b. and there's one with Red and Meth and her.
Oh my God. I don't
Yeah,
know why I can't
but
believe I forgot
it
about it.
wasn't a memorable album though.
No, it wasn't, but it was their last one, wasn't it?
Nah, their last one was what was their last album? I think We in Business or some shit. That was like '09. That one
So
was
then when
relevant
did
too, but Out of Business was like it wasn't great. It wasn't a good
was
album.
that 97? When did that come out?
When was that? 99, I think. 98, 99. Might have
Yeah.
been 99.
Um
I remember, I remember being at Sam Goodie and standing in line for that album. And when I played that album, I was disappointed with that album. But I still got it. But I was disappointed. It's not like the other EPMD albums, you know. But yeah, we definitely gonna talk more about more females, like not no big names. I'm not doing Cardi B on here, no Nicki Minaj, none of
Ain't
that shit.
shit to do about Cardi B. Trust me. I fuck with her, but it ain't much to
You know
say
what I
about
mean?
her. Like, listen, here's one thing. Like, I'm a purist.
Hmm.
So, like, I know I'm gonna get, like, a lot of people don't probably ain't gonna agree, but
Hmm.
Cardi B to me, she's an entertainer. I'm never gonna
Right.
put her in no list of rappers.
I agree. I
Nicki,
agree.
Nicki goes in her motherfucking bag. Nicki is a
Right.
rapper.
Right.
Lil Kim, I don't care if she didn't write her rhymes. Lil Kim is a
Hmm.
rapper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could never call Cardi B a rapper with a
Yeah.
straight face. I'm not
I
gonna
agree.
disrespect rap like that. I ain't
Right.
even gonna do that. But I liked her because she came for what she came for. She's an entertainer and she
Right.
knows that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But yeah, I would never discuss her and rap in the
I,
same
I think people
vein.
like Cardi B for her personality because she has a mouth on her. She
Yeah,
says whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the other artists, like especially the female artists, they don't do that. Like Queen Latifah wasn't like ratchet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the
right,
appeal that's drawn to Cardi B. Like people like her the way that you never know what she's gonna say, and I think people like that about her. But as far as
right, for
like music, I
sure.
don't look at it as no artist album. So
Right, and I wouldn't. Even when she like I feel like so nowadays, and I want to say that like to me, Rihanna was the first visual artist. And when I say
right,
visual artist, I mean somebody who is an entertainer who, let's be real, Rihanna can't really sing, but she looks
right,
good doing
I
what the
agree,
fuck she do.
I
And
agree.
she has this she's very marketable
Yeah,
because she knows her audience and her audience knows her. So for me, Rihanna was one of the first, and that made it easier for other people to come in as personalities, like you said, as
right,
personalities and entertainers, and
hmm,
combine the two and go off of that. So now we have a lot, but that's also a sign of the times. We got social media now,
yeah,
and you could have you could put your songs on SoundCloud or whatever on
right,
YouTube and have like this big whole fan base and have the rest of the world ain't heard nothing about you, but yet you got
right,
this big ass
exactly,
fan base and you're touring and stuff like that. So I think it all goes with what's going on now. It all makes sense like
right.
now,
Oh yeah.
and it makes it fun. I
That's
guess.
the difference with today's generation and back in the day. I feel like there's more it's more about personality and how many followers you have on YouTube and on Twitter compared to the music. It's not about the music no more. That's why the music is suffering, especially when
Yeah,
it
it's
comes to
about
hip hop.
sales now, definitely.
Right.
Oh, for sure. That's why motherfuckers ain't making albums no more. They dropping singles. It's all about
Right.
singles. It's about them streams.
Hmm.
It's about, digital sales, and it's about the hype. It's about what are we listening to right now? What are we gonna be listening to
Right.
5 years from now, 10 years from now? Like a lot of these singers, good and goddamn well, we're not about to be reviewing certain people's albums 10 years from now. We just not. It's gonna be
It
a lot
is.
of forgotten rap.
It is.
But at the same time, that can be said for the generation that's younger than us.
Where-
They'll be reviewing Kodak Black's first album and
Right.
saying, what I'm saying, the same shit we saying
Right.
about our artists. So it's all relative, I guess.
Where where do you put Drake in that? Is Drake just a personality to you, or is he a real artist?
Nah, see, so I like how you use that word artist
Mm,
because it's a difference from being an artist, an entertainer,
right.
a rapper, a musician.
Mm,
Drake is an artist. I first got here with Drake, like many other people, from Degrassi.
right.
And I remember the episode. I remember the breakout episode where he actually, where he rhymed. I
Mm,
was like, damn, this nigga, he could be a star. I remember saying that. I remember seeing that, but he was so lame. It was like
right.
this will never happen. Like
Right.
even the character that he played, but he played the fuck out of that shit. Like, and when I say played the fuck, I mean like not just that role, but the
Mm,
role that he's playing now. Period.
right.
Because the Drake that came out ain't the same Drake that we see today,
Mm,
and that's understandable. I put Drake up there as a great artist. Yeah, he's a great
mm,
artist. He know what works, he know what don't work. He know he can experiment. I feel like he I felt like he probably studied the fuck out of Jay-Z. You remember
right.
how when Game came out and his first album, and like you could tell he studied you could just see his
Mm-hmm. Oh
influences. You
yeah.
could see that he locked himself in the basement and listened to the
Mm,
Chronic and listened to
yeah.
all these albums all at once. And I feel the same way with Drake.
Right.
And he studied like Jay. He's probably studied Big, and he studied their personas and how they like especially like with the rhymes, like what type of rhymes to say, when to
Right.
say them, how to say them,
Right.
and he perfected that shit.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you you could you like even if you're not a Drake fan, you can't deny that he got it. He knew what will work for him and how long it will work for him.
I like Drake, but I'm not putting him on the same level as Kendrick and J. Cole. I don't feel like he's on that level,
No, no,
you
that's
know.
a
But
whole
he
different. That's apples and oranges.
oh yeah. But he got
Yeah,
some he got some albums that I like, like especially his early stuff, So Far Gone and Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. I like those early albums,
mhm.
you know.
Yeah,
But
he's just another artist to me that like learned how to work the system. A
right.
lot of them just know how to work the fucking system, and he's one of them. Love him or hate him,
How
he
you how
definitely
you
know how to
feel
work the system.
how you feel about Eve?
Eve was needed because we needed somebody. We needed that buffer in between Lil Kim
Mm,
and Foxy.
right,
I don't play Eve's albums today like I play Lil Kim and Foxy,
right.
but I love, but shit, Eve has some cuts.
Oh yeah. Yes,
Eve
some
definitely
bangers.
has some cuts. She has some badass videos.
Yeah.
I loved her collaborations,
Hmm.
except for the ones with Alicia Keys. What Foxy say? How you catch a brick with Alicia Keys?
Oh god.
But I felt like Eve was definitely needed,
Yeah.
and she was needed in that camp, in that Rough Rider camp
Yeah.
too. Like I felt like her timing was perfect. It
Oh
was
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
got she got a
How you
few
feel
good
about
albums.
her?
Though. Got a few good albums.
Yeah, her first out, like even like all her first album was raw. Like
Oh
her
yeah.
shit was raw, but it's just not nothing. Like it didn't catch me. Like it didn't hit me in my chest like Lil Kim hardcore.
Right.
It didn't grab me by the throat like Foxy's Broken Silence. It just didn't.
Yeah. That speaking of Foxy, that Foxy review we did, that's like almost at 400 views now. So I appreciate everybody. I
Wow.
appreciate everybody that's been checking it out.
Yeah, that was
Mm.
fun
Oh yeah,
too.
that was definitely. That again, like that's an album that I never hear nobody mention or talk about when it comes to like
Mhm.
Foxy. So it's always about Il She had more than one good album.
Right. Yeah. I think it
Definitely.
was just because, like you said, it was that promotion thing too, and
Yeah.
like she was going through her little shit.
Right.
But I feel like it's real good to talk. That's why I want to talk about certain songs too, because
Yeah.
a lot of
Okay.
shit get lost, man. A lot of shit
Oh,
get
yeah.
lost in like, cause we had some like just over the years, we done had so many good whole albums, mixtapes,
Right.
fucking just little one-offs, and people forget about certain little songs that was real big at
Oh
that
yeah.
time.
Sure. Especially with the
Yeah,
we about to like enter a new decade and everything. We definitely could go back
I
and
know. Oh.
have like the best songs of the 2010s or something like that.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, our list would be crazy because
yeah.
that it's music be so personal. That's why I be laughing at them lists. People be getting so mad. Like, how you gonna get mad at somebody else what they feel like is the best or the
Hey,
perfect? Like,
I know the feeling that people have all this mad at me because I said they wasn't shit. So I mean, you have one good album. I don't know why you get mad at me for that. You know?
'cause people can't take it ain't even constructive criticism. It's just like
And,
we
and
all have our
that's
opinions.
all that it was because and I told the nigga like yo I'm a fan of your music. You're a great singer, but for you to say that you're better than Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, no, come on now. You're not. You come
Oh,
on,
that was somebody
get off
smoking
that crack,
dope.
on get off that crack.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Crazy.
but that's ego. That's ego too. And a lot of artists be having egos. So
Oh yeah,
even when we see these lists, like motherfuckers be taking that shit to heart.
yeah.
Motherfuckers really be taking it. Like I know, I had seen one list where they was talking about rappers, whatever, and
Mm,
I think they had Joe Budden at like number
mm,
five or some shit. Like they had Joe Budden up top, real high up
yeah.
top, and motherfuckers was so mad. But I was like, if y'all really sit here and think about it, it might have been Artemis. It was one of the pages I follow, and you have to like I'll be telling people like you gotta read between the lines, you gotta look at shit. The name of the
Right,
list was most influential rappers. It said most influential rappers. So hell yeah, Joe Budden is gonna be up top. Do you know why?
right, right.
Do you know why Joe Budden's gonna be up top? Joe Budden's gonna be up top because before social media popped off the way it
Mm,
does, he was the first motherfucker blogging. He was the
right.
first rapper actually using showing his life behind the scenes, like beyond rapping.
Mm,
Now that's all. That's how you reach your fan. Like he was ahead of his. Like yeah, he had Joe Budden. I respect him as a
mm,
rapper too. 'Cause, of course he can play. He's fit. Like a lot of motherfuckers like try to play him and shit because he only had one. Or they say he only had one hot song. But no, Joe can spit.
mm.
He was a dope MC. I would say
Fix your
well,
mic. I could barely hear you. Your mic.
oh, oh damn, I ain't even, I'm just talking. I didn't even realize it fell off.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying that,
Mm,
I respect him as an MC, but I respect him even more
right.
for what he's done for hip hop. And
Mm,
I want to say here, I don't want to say like he carried hip hop on
right.
his back. No, but he made it okay to to have cameras and crews to have a camera on you
Right.
24/7
Right.
talking about your life as an entertainer, as an
Oh, yeah.
artist, as a rapper. Like you know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying? So a lot of motherfuckers just be mad
And even
at the wrong thing.
the list that Bodega Bams, was it Bodega Bams? It was some list that was made. I heard and we talk about it on the Breakfast Club that the list that was made and Fat Joe was on it and Fat Joe was pissed off that he wasn't in the top five. Like that's how like these artists really take these lists seriously. He was in
They
his feelings
do.
because he didn't make number one on that list.
But on whose list? And I love Joey. I
Mm.
love Fat Joe. Ever since Hey Joe's like I always love Fat Joe. But tell me on whose list is he gonna ever be top five of what?
Well, I mean,
Top five of
if
what?
you're talking about the list that Bodega Bams made, I think it was in September. He made like the top 50 like Puerto Rican rappers of all time. I think he had Big Pun
Oh,
as number one. But if you talk
okay.
about
So you
Puerto
didn't
Rican, you
say
got to
that.
put Fat Joe in the top three to
Okay.
me.
Oh yeah, for sure. But see, you didn't say that. You just
Right,
said he was mad because he wasn't at the top of the list, and I'm like, what the
right,
fuck type of list is that? That he would be even in the top 25, not to
right.
say it like that. But when you say Puerto Rican,
No,
then yes.
yeah,
Then if you saying or if we gonna say it like that, if you gonna say Latino rappers
right.
or then yeah, he should be top five.
Oh
But
yeah,
then you also gotta include Fab
hmm,
because he's Dominican.
right.
And
That's
then you
right.
gotta Pun is definitely gonna always be number one. Then you
Hmm,
gotta put Noriega up there somewhere
for
because
sure,
he's
for
been
sure.
influential.
Oh yeah.
And so that's five right there. Is that not Pun,
Mhm.
Fab, Nori, Joey? Who else we gonna put in there?
Um, who else could go in there? Joel Ortiz.
Okay.
I think he slept on. Who else?
Ah, you're right. I
Immortal
don't.
Technique. I think he's dope. He slept on.
Oh, right, right, right. What
The
about
Beatnuts,
you,
even though the Beatnuts they're more known for their
Peanut?
production, but I
Production,
think they're
but
dope lyrically
yeah,
too. You know?
I agree with you.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
forgot
some
about them. You're right. See,
yeah.
that's what
Cuban
I'm
Link.
saying. Shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what? I was trying to think of him. I was trying to think of Cuban because he's the one. He
yeah.
had that scar on his face,
Right,
right?
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm Sam wants to know what's your opinion on Omarion?
Oh,
Omarion, he wants to know what's your opinion
I
on
didn't.
Omarion? Yeah,
Again, I don't really listen to R&B,
right.
but it's I don't know if he's talking about like this situation with April
Oh
and
God.
the baby and the fizz and shit. I
Mm,
think that's so messy, and it's so messy to play
it
your life
is.
like that out
It is.
on television. But I respect him that he's not saying nothing.
Right.
And I don't know if y'all seen, but so I just seen on the Shade Room that he doing a Millennium tour, but he ain't doing it with
With B2K?
B2K.
Oh
It's
wow.
him. Yeah, they not on the Millennium. Like how the fuck he played the shit out of them.
Crazy.
So I've been watching Love and Hip Hop, and like I've been following along to the things, and they was trying to get them all to do an overseas tour or whatever for the continuation of the Millennium Tour, whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah.
whatever tour it was they just came off of. But now
Mm.
he doing it with Bow Wow and Pretty Ricky and Soldier Boy and all them other ones gonna be
Oh
there,
Lord.
but no B2K. So
Uh,
that just messed up a bag. But as far as like
he good. I think
he
like
what
he's showing incredible restraint for not kicking Little Fizz's ass because I would have did that because you fucking my baby
definitely.
mama and you supposed to be my boy like nah that ain't happening.
Yeah, I think that whole situation is messy, and she
Yeah,
messy too.
she is
And I don't know. That's
like
like it's certain things you could do, but you don't do no shit like
yeah,
that.
and
That's
she
some that's
deliberately like on social media like bragging about Fizz gave me the best pipe ever. I'm like why what's wrong with this bitch? You ain't got
yeah,
nothing else
yeah.
better
Like
to do than to talk about the dude dicking you down and shit.
right now, that's when I think like now it's more like what I'm saying. They got a common enemy. I don't even know if it's
Right,
like a real situation. It's just that they both don't fuck with O, so let's fuck with
right,
each other type shit. I don't know. Cause that's just real messy and like it's so I don't it don't feel right. It don't even
yeah,
seem right. So
it's
I
ratchet.
don't know.
No,
Yeah.
nobody baby mama should be on social media bragging about the next nigga she fucking. I just think it's tacky.
I mean, yeah, it's tacky and it's just she the Yoko Ono of hip hop.
Oh Lord,
Like who wants to go
Yoko
down like
Ono.
that? Like yeah, like
Yeah, but
she done.
Yoko Ono wasn't bragging about how John Lennon dicking her down and shit.
Do we know that though?
I
Cause
mean,
do we
but
really
I mean
know that? Cause like you
they
said,
were free with
her,
they took naked a
ex-
lot of naked pics together. They were free, but
exactly
it
Rolling
was a
Stone
different era at
cover.
that
They was
time. You know what I'm saying?
and it's a different era now. Now you don't have to see the pictures. You can see the pictures. You can see the video. You can hear the sound bites.
I don't
Back
know.
then, you was
I
understand.
can't see Yoko Ono on Twitter bragging about John Lennon dicking her down. I can't see that.
Man, listen, you saw her ass naked on the cover of Rolling Stone, curled up with that nigga. Why you can't see her on Twitter talk about? Yeah, that good
I
dick.
would think
That
she's a
good dick
classy
on
woman
Twitter.
and she would have more class than that.
Listen, you could think whatever you want about anybody,
Mm,
right? But until
right.
they really show you, until you really see some shit from like, if you watch the first, well, I don't even know if I watched, yeah, the first time I seen April on Love and Hip Hop, I'm like,
Mm,
oh, she seemed like such a nice, quiet, wholesome girl. Like, dang,
right.
I wonder what attracted her to,
Oh yeah.
Omarion being
Yeah.
here. And then years later, but the mama knew she was a skank, and everybody was all mad at the mama, but mama's always knowing. But then years later, here come her, she been fucking the band member. Like that's
Crazy.
that's so messed up.
Yeah.
That's so messed up. And then not only that, but she going around like saying little shit about different dudes, different like other entertainers.
Right.
And it's just like, girl, where is all this coming from?
Hmm.
Where is all this coming from? And yet you talking about you trying to be a singer. Who gonna buy your album with your little hoe ass?
So,
Nobody.
well, what happened with her and Amavion that that they split up?
I don't know. She said no. This is what she said. She claimed that he just came in the house one day and packed all this shit and left. But bitch, no, because they
No,
know that no.
I don't believe
You
that.
some shit, yeah, like some shit been fed up type shit. Like I do remember, like on the first episode when I first seen her on Love and Hip Hop, she was in his ear about her career, her singing career,
Mm,
and it seemed like maybe she was trying to get more into the spotlight, and that she
right,
was getting more attention, and sometimes that could turn a person or
right.
change a person. So
That's
it could have been some of that. I don't know. It's a lot of speculation. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know
definitely.
much about them.
That's crazy.
I can't say. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's wild. Like just, but even just to see that whole shit play out like on TV, like
right.
are you like it's so
And
crazy to
he
see it
was
play
on,
out on.
and he was on Vlad, and Vlad was asking him about it.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't
talking
watch
about it on
that.
him.
I keep seeing these interviews about him about by Vlad, but I
Mm,
don't know about that dude.
yeah,
Cause ain't he the one that's getting rappers caught up in shit or helping
yeah.
rappers get
He
caught up
he
in
he's the
shit?
one that started that whole is Nas a bad beat picker shit, and I'm like, never, never believe that
Mm.
about Nas. You know,
Wait, you never believe that about Nas?
nah, he's not a bad beat picker.
So
Nobody
what
was
is
saying
he?
that back in the '90s about. That's something that Vlad started. Nobody was saying that back then. Even in the 2000s, nobody was saying that.
Nobody was saying it, but you don't think they was thinking it? Like,
Why?
cause
Why? I mean, every artist have bad albums. I don't look at if I look at an album like I don't like. I love Redman, and I've never liked
mhm,
There's a Dark Side. I think it has some bangers, but I
mhm.
don't think, oh well, Redman is a bad beat picker because he had these beats on There's a Dark Side. I just felt like every artist will have a bad album. I've never looked at Nas and be like, oh well, why did he pick these beats for Hip Hop Is Dead, or why did he pick his beats for the Untitled album? I just think it was just bad albums. I don't think he's a bad beat picker at all.
Well, I think that I think people be saying that because with an artist like Nas, to
Mm,
know that you got top notch like resources all around you,
right,
I think people would just be mad. Like, because again, music is so personal. Like, damn, I
mm,
love that record, but why would you use that beat? Like, why would you
right,
say all this tough shit on this particular beat? So people be mad, and then when a journalist or somebody like brings it up or mentions it,
mm.
it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, you're right, man. That shit would have been dope if he had picked another beat, or you know what I'm saying. So that's how I get started. But I
But
didn't know he was the one who
I
said
mean,
that.
look at Eminem. I mean, I've always loved Eminem. I still feel like Eminem is the top five of all time. But he's had some bad albums. Revival was bad. Um, Kamikaze
All this
was
shit was bad after
whatever.
Marshall Mathers. Come on.
Encore was bad. But I don't look at Eminem like, oh well, he's a bad beat picker. He had some bad albums. It's gonna happen with every artist. There is no artist in the history of music that had a perfect streak. Every artist,
Scarface.
even
Scarface. Got me fucked up. Scarface.
so you think
Scarface.
all the Scarface albums are great?
Consistent. It's straight Scarface.
No,
You're
I'm
not
not talking
getting
about
nothing
consistent.
else.
I'm talking about in your discography, you're gonna have bad albums. So you feel like Scarface don't have no bad album at all?
I'm gonna say, so when you say bad, do you mean commercially bad or do you
No,
mean
not
like
commercially. Not. I'm talking about like bad as in like the music just wasn't there. Like the vibes wasn't right. It just wasn't there for that album. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying
Eminem have some bad albums, but I don't like even now when you look at as much as people talk about Griselda ain't gonna be hot forever. They're gonna have some bad albums in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like
I ain't even
they
hip
perfect right
that.
now. Give them 3 or 4 years down the line. Let's see where they got then.
But
You know what
remember,
I'm
that's what I said. That's what I said about. That's why a lot of people like new artists because when you first come out as a new artist, off top, people checking for you because they ain't never heard you before. They
saying?
don't know what you about to say. They don't know what you about to get into. Your
Right,
second album, and for the most part, your first album to me is more so what your label wants you to put out because they know what's going so called sell, right?
right,
But that second album, really, and this is where they used to get that whole sophomore jinx shit. Remember they used to say
Right.
the second album is sophomore jinx
Hmm.
is where okay now I'm comfortable. I got my fan base. Now I'm about to put out the music that I want to put out. And
Right.
a lot of times, some artists don't always get to do that right then, especially like, back then, back in the day. But
Hmm.
then, okay, so the second album, it might fucking flop because we wasn't expecting that shit. We was expecting the same shit we heard from you from the last album when we first got hip to you. So
Right.
now, okay, the third album, we about to give you a chance to redeem yourself. And if you don't, we not fucking with you no more. Because
Right.
rap fans are fickle. So you only have 1 to 2 times to fuck up and then we on to the next one. But on
Right.
that third album, which is if you notice, if you go back, if you really think about it, sit down and go through, motherfuckers discographies and shit,
Hmm.
they third albums pop because now they know the formula. Now they understand what they understand how to make the music that the fans want, how to make the music that the head the up top people want, and
Right.
how to make the music that they want to fucking make. They
Okay.
understand the formula, and either they gonna get it or they not. And a lot of them do get it by the third
Okay.
album, and then it's
But
like going from there.
when we talking about Nas though, his second album, many consider that a classic. It was written. I Am was solid. I think that's a near classic. But when you talking about Nas and his albums, Nas, as far as like bad albums, I don't think like that discussion came up until like maybe Nostradamus, which was what 1999. So he was ready
Yeah,
already like on
yeah,
his what his fourth album by then. And then when you
yeah.
talk about you
That's
go into the
true.
2000s, Stillmatic was a classic to a lot of people.
Yes,
Godsend,
it
a
was.
solid album. So
Yeah,
when we talk about like bad Nas albums, we talking about like the 2000s, like 2005, 2006 when he came out with Hip Hop Is Dead and the Untitled album. So that's way down like in his career. It's not like his second album was a sophomore jinx.
it wasn't, and you're right. It was on the sophomore jinx, but here's the thing, and I think this is unique only to Nas as an artist, as MC. The fact that motherfuckers gonna always compare everything he do to his first album. It
Right.
don't matter because
Mhm.
it, it was such a classic, and he was so young, and it was so like at that time it was just like it wasn't nothing else like that. How could you? So as an artist, you always gotta top your next shit, gotta top your next
Right.
shit, and it gotta
Right.
continue. So everybody, I feel like that's the problem with when people say something about Nas and
Mhm.
bad albums. Because you're right, like he hit it out the park every
Right.
fucking album after that, but it wasn't Illmatic. It wasn't, you know what I'm
But
saying? And I
but
and I
he
think that's
has other they like I agree with what he said recently about how they need to get over Illmatic. He's right because he
yeah,
has other
yeah,
dope ass albums to celebrate. We don't need to keep
he
celebrating
does.
Illmatic for like 40 and 50 years down the line. You know?
But why
Why
not
why
when
can't
we
why
do the
can't he
same
do like
thing
a
for
pop-up
reasonable
event?
doubt?
Huh?
We do the same thing for reasonable doubt. We
I've
do the
never done that.
same thing for
Like for me, my classics I mean, Reasonable Doubt is a classic. I think it's considered a classic now. When that first came out, nobody was saying it
right.
was a classic.
Wasn't nobody was checking
Nobody
for
was
it. You
saying that.
damn right.
You have to be
Nobody at
in the
all.
building at that time to understand like the talk about these type of albums. Like being on the internet
Right.
now, you have so many fake ass people saying, "Oh, well, this was a classic." No, it wasn't a classic when it came out. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
that's
there. It was not.
true.
Nobody was
That's
calling Reason
true.
without a classic. You
Nobody
know what
was
I'm saying?
listening to Jay for real at that time.
Same thing with There's a Dark Side. Back in '94, nobody called that album a classic. Now, when you get online, oh,
No,
it's a cult classic. Nobody was calling that a classic back in '94. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
people
unless
be
you was
having to
there,
catch
then
up.
you don't really
Right.
know what the climate of that era was. You know what I'm saying?
Ex-
So
right. I feel that. I feel that. Yes, exactly. And that's
like
why it's
for me,
important to
for me,
understand
my,
music
my
history
first the
too.
first time like I knew Jay-Z, I knew Dead Presidents, they played that all over. My first album from Jay was Hard Knock Life Volume 2. Because I totally skipped over Reasonable Doubt and Volume 1. Hard Knock for me is that's my classic from him to me. But Reasonable Doubt
Hmm.
is a classic like because it's a solid album. I don't see nothing bad with it. But I wasn't
Hmm.
calling that a classic when it dropped. I was definitely calling Hard
Right.
Knock
Because
Life
you
when that
didn't
dropped a classic.
know.
Huh?
I feel like people. I feel like when shit dropped though. Yeah, like you might like every single song on that motherfucker.
Right,
You might rock with every single song on there, play it back to back 5 times. That's how I
right,
do shit that I like. But here's the situation. Here's the thing about that. Like you can't when you're in a moment, you can't say something classic because you don't know how it's gonna play out 10, 15 years from now.
exactly,
So the
exactly.
same thing with look how I was saying about the Ludacris back for the first time. Like, I remember I played the shit out of that album, but
Hmm.
I had a hard time getting through it when I
Right,
listened to it recently because it didn't translate well.
right,
So I might have said, yeah, that was a classic back then, but was it really considered a classic? But I can't listen to it all the way through now.
exactly.
Whereas with that's why it's important, like, yeah, to, like you say, be there, be in the building and around that time and like really be living like within the culture, like in that moment, because the history, the happiness around music is really what
Hmm.
makes it pop because you be going through some shit. That's why
Exactly.
it's personal. You be going through some shit when you hearing it and you're like, damn, this is speaking to my mind. Like,
Hmm.
so that part is always gonna be important. Like a lot of stuff be said prematurely nowadays
Hmm.
because people got the
Exactly.
right, they just want to be a part of the conversation.
I
Yeah,
don't think Nas is a bad beat picker. I just feel like he had some bad albums. That's all. I never felt like he was a bad beat picker.
I just feel like he could have did more with the resources around him as the artist that was
Well,
available to him. Because
I
who would
I
want to work
I
with
I
Nas?
always wondered why he never used Pete Rock more. I don't know why.
Mhm.
What's the why he never used Pete after Illmatic? I don't know if they had beef
Mhm.
or whatever, but I've always wondered that. Like, yo, he should be using Pete Rock more, or do a whole album with Primo. But I
Yes,
never looked at any
Easy
Nas
Mo
album and said, oh
B,
well,
somebody.
he's a bad beat. Huh?
Easy Mo B too. I would
Did
have
he
loved
work
to
with
see
Moby?
that.
He
Huh?
worked with. Did he ever work with Moby? Nas?
No, I don't think so.
Nah.
But I
You know
would
what
have
I'm
liked
saying?
to see that. I would have liked to hear that.
Yeah, I just felt like he just had a bad album. I never looked at him like, oh well, he's a bad beat picker. You don't know what he's doing, and I don't look at artists like that. I just feel like they have a bad album. LL had many bad albums. Is he a bad beat picker too?
Wait, who?
LL Cool J.
Uh,
He have a lot.
I
Matter of fact,
was about to say.
everything after Goat in the 2000s was bad. So let's put LL in that conversation then.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
LL,
saying?
he fell off like for a minute.
Yeah,
Like, but one thing about it, he kept clawing. Like he ain't just fall off. Like he clawed at that shit. Like because he kept coming back with like, and every time, I would think like this might be the one, and then it'd be trash. Like what was the album with Paradise on it?
that was the
Um,
10 album. 10.
it was 10. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was
I
it
didn't
was
like that.
tough to listen
That was
to.
bad.
Me neither. And with what else was on what was Phenomenon? What was that? Um
Phenomenon was 90s, 98. I think it was Phenomenon.
98?
Yeah,
Wow.
97, 98.
I just remember like, damn, I want him. I remember thinking back in the day, like, I want my artist to just go out with a bang and then
Right,
just fade out. Like, let that be it. Like, I don't want
yeah,
you to struggle. I want to see you struggling every
right.
on a
And
Tuesday
that's
trying
what
to make
happened.
these sales. Yep.
And I mean, nobody ever says that. Oh well, LL is a bad beat picker. Look how many albums he dropped in the 2000s that was bad.
Cause
You know,
we're not talking about beats when it comes to LL though. Come on
but
now, for real.
why
We're
pick
not
on Nas and like what did Nas do to you, Vlad? You picking
because
on Nas and
it's easy to do because again, motherfuckers is mad that he didn't use the resources around him. You got all these producers that that would die to work with Nas, and like it just seemed like he tried to. I don't know.
who
I
was
don't
it?
know.
What producer wasn't running to work with LL? Like he worked with everybody, Dr. Dre, Eric Sermon. He even did shit with Primo, even though it was like unreleased shit. Marley Marl did like his best album,
Understandable.
Mama Said Knock You Out. Like every producer
Yeah,
running to work with LL, you know, Track
I don't
Masters.
know. I just don't think when I hear LL, the first thing I'm not ever thinking about his beat. I'm
Right,
just never that never comes to my mind when I'm thinking about an LL album or when I'm thinking about any of his songs that I actually like. I never think about beats.
right. So you think about lyrics first with him.
You know what? That's the funny thing too. Not really.
No,
Now I'm thinking like, what do when I think of LL, what's that thing that I look for? And I think it's just good songwriting, good song.
mm-hmm.
Like some motherfuckers don't know how to make a good song. Fabulous to
Right,
me, well now he can, but back in the day, to me, Fabulous could not make a good song. He could
right,
rhyme, he could rap.
mm-hmm.
I loved him as a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
but Cassidy was another one. Not that many good
Yeah,
songs, but you could rhyme your ass off. To
yeah,
me, knows how to make a good song.
mm-hmm.
He came up in the shit. He knows how to make a radio hit. That's what it
Right.
is.
But
I'm looking
you
for a
don't
hit.
see him as you never saw him as like a lyricist,
I mean, secondary,
secondary listen. Okay,
secondary. Like I'm looking for the song first.
right,
That's one of the ones I'm looking for the song. Like, make me fall in love with this song, and now
right.
let me hear what you're saying. But Pink Cookies, that's one of
Mm.
my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
songs by LL.
that was
And I
dope.
don't even know what the fuck. Yeah, like I don't even know what's going on.
A weird ass title, man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting because I mean, as far as Fab, I know people feel like he don't have no good albums. I think he does. I think
He do.
Ghetto
He got
Fabulous
good
was a good.
albums,
Ghetto Fabulous was a
but it
dope
takes a
album. Like
while.
Loso's Way was dope.
Oh,
Um,
that's my favorite. That's my
Street
favorite off
Dreams,
top.
Street Dreams has some dope songs. I don't know if it's like a great album from him, but he have some. I
Right.
didn't care for Real Talk. I didn't like that album.
Me
From Nothing to
neither. I was
Something,
promoting for
that
me
was cool.
then.
But he doesn't have a strong like when it comes to albums. They don't he don't have like a strong discography, but his mixtapes are way better
No.
than his album.
Yeah. Yep.
He got a
To
new
be
one dropping
able,
soon.
like, oh really?
Yeah, it's,
No.
actually it's Black Friday. He got a summertime shootouts part 3 coming out.
Hmm.
You
That's
know, that's his
interesting.
thing. He stay in his lane. He know what he is. He's a mixtape nigga. That's what he
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
He ain't dropped
Yep.
albums
I
since what
agree.
2009.
I think yeah, because that was Los Soul's Way, wasn't it?
Those was right. That's the last one.
Yeah. And that was
You
my
know,
favorite one, and it felt so like it felt commercial, like but
right,
commercial in a fab way, like
right,
not too
right, right.
too. You know what I'm saying? It's still street. We should. You probably don't want to do that. No,
What? What's
but
that?
it has the Loso's Way album because I really
You
like
want to discuss
that.
that? Loso's way?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do that.
I really had like when I'd be forgetting about that. That's another one I play all the way through, like no stopping, nothing. I really love that. That and
Okay,
Ghost Dini.
definitely, yeah, definitely
Hmm.
that one. Loso's way. You know.
I was
Okay. Mhm.
promoting when he for that Street Dreams album,
Uh-huh.
and I remember having we had to have like these little focus sessions,
Right.
focus groups, and they weren't really fucking with him. They
I had
wasn't.
my homeboy bought that for me for my birthday that year, and I don't know where he bought it from, but there was a track missing. Like there's a track that Timbaland did, and it
What?
wasn't on the album. So I've never heard that Timbaland track
From what album?
from Street Dreams.
Oh,
I think it's called Wake Up or some shit like that. But it was and it had the label on the album, like the sticker on the album said the produced by Timbaland, but it's not on the album. So I don't understand that,
hmm.
you know.
Mm.
That but yeah. That's the only Fabulous album I ever had. I never bought none of his other stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I probably brought like a single or two because, like I
Yeah,
said, I want to like I like Fab a lot because, like I said,
right.
he's cerebral. Like you really, he the type he'll say some shit and it'll be a day later, like later on in that day. You think, what the
Mhm.
fuck did he just say? Wait a minute, let me go back and play that again. Like
Right.
he'll say some stuff that'll make you like really think.
I didn't like his and I've seen him live. I didn't like his live performance. It was he did like all the mixtape shit. He didn't do none of his hits, his big hits, you know.
Really,
And
him,
yeah, and
he's
you
not
from
somebody.
Brooklyn, you gotta represent. Like how do you have Snoop Dogg give a better performance than you?
But ain't I was just about to say he's not somebody I would want to see perform. Like he don't seem like he would be a good like he just seem like he lazy. Like he probably like just walk back and forth
Oh,
on stage.
Fabulous.
I can't really see him being like
He
yeah. He don't seem
and
like
that's what he
I
did. He
don't
was
know.
lazy. He gave a lazy performance.
He seemed like
I was
that's not
disappointed.
somebody I'd pay to see.
Cam,
Uh,
Cameron was better than him on that night. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. You got
but
Harlem
look at
niggas and Cali
Cameron's
niggas
energy
outshining you,
though. But Cam got energy though. Him, Joel's like this.
right?
You know what? I was listening to so I volunteer at a lot of different places, and
Right.
I was doing some volunteer work today, and I had my headphones in, listening to Dipset station on Pandora, and I was
Right.
in there like jamming because Cameron they really had ran it for a little minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dipset was really
Definitely.
on. Like they had some shit.
Definitely.
Everybody, Jimmy,
Hmm.
Jewels, fucking
Yep.
Hell Rail, like
Oh
all of
yeah.
them was really fitting.
You
They
got
had some good songs.
Purple Haze 2 dropping in December, so I'm definitely gonna get that.
Me too, probably.
Definitely. I know that that shit. All most of Cameron's albums are out of print, so I definitely need to cop that one.
Um,
You know, but yeah, yeah. Dipset they were running it for a minute, like them and G Unit. You know,
I ain't really like G Unit or
you
like
didn't like G
that.
Unit? Oh man,
No,
I was
but
big to him.
you you fuck with him.
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
But see,
Yep.
I love 50. When he came out with that I still remember when he came out with that How to Rob because I heard it on a
Yes.
like this underground station, and I remember just like, what is it? Wait a minute, what? He saying what? And he naming names. Like I
Yep.
was like, oh, this is a boat. I'm gonna tell you what it reminded me of. This is
Mhm.
I'll never forget the feeling. It reminded me of when I first heard
Mhm.
Eminem with that "fuck you." What was it? Fuck you? Fuck
My name
no,
is.
no. No. This is vintage Eminem. His very first song that he used to play on the box. It was in
Uh,
black. It was a black and white video. It was called like "Fuck
just
You"
don't
or
give a
something.
fuck. No.
Mm, maybe, but I don't know. I gotta find it now. But I just remember it was like so raw. Like I
Right.
mean, when I say raw, like something like almost like they produced it in the basement, like just
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, in a closet phone booth type, just going, just sitting. And
Right.
I love that. And 50 Cent's first album, what? I
Oh
almost went
yeah.
to sleep with it. Like
Oh yeah.
woke up
I,
with it, just
man,
crazy. Love
I had the bootleg for $1, and I end up giving it to
it.
one of my cousins, and I regret doing that shit because if I had known it wasn't gonna come out, I would have kept that bootleg.
Man, you should have. Man, do you know that's man? I'm still trying to listen
Oh
to
yeah, that was classic, man. That's when we like searching for mixtapes was fun back then.
it.
You know, hitting up your local bootlegger and shit. We had many. Me and my
Yeah,
homeboys had many times doing that shit and buying the newest mixtapes and shit.
man. My dad used to get when I was in college. Like I ain't have access
Mm,
like I used to. My dad used to get all my music for me and
right,
just send me stuff. And sometimes it pissed me off because sometimes he wouldn't even put the names on nothing. So I just have a CD full of heat and not know
right.
who or what.
Who's on it?
You know, we weren't using the
Yeah,
internet or like that back
right,
then, but that's how I used to get all my music from my
right.
dad. And then when I came home, I hit up the local bootlegger.
Mm,
But
I used to
oh,
do
and
that.
then remember LimeWire and
Yes,
all those
LimeWire. I
streaming.
had all that.
Oh man, me
BS
too.
BS used to always crash.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I messed up a
I had
whole bunch of them.
Morpheus. I had Aries. I had all of them.
I definitely
Napster.
had all that stuff.
I
Yeah.
remember I was like the Napster I had before it went down, and I had like 800 saved songs on there and shit.
Wow.
You know, like a lot of unreleased stuff and freestyles and stuff. So
Yeah, yep.
yep.
That's what it was good for.
Oh
Man, I
yeah.
had so many releases and so many remixes
Hmm.
on remixes on
Yep.
remixes, like
Oh yeah.
20 different remixes to one song type
Hmm.
shit. That was
Hey,
live,
what I
man.
used to do was I used to store it. You remember Winamp? The
Yeah.
storage this I had Winamp, so I used to store like all the Napster stuff in there, like because I didn't have like a CD burner, so I would just store everything on there, and then I like just transfer it to like the MP3 player.
And I used to, it was just do so in college, like a whole in our school, like in
Mm,
the dorms or whatever, people used to try to, be little fake mixtape DJs and like make little stuff. So they did have CD burners, but I remember I used to know this dude and he'll
right.
burn my music for me. Like if I found something that I just needed at that moment, because even just even to this day, like I still play my music on my big ass. I
Sound
need to
system.
hear the CD. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
yeah, same.
don't
I do
play
the
my
same thing. I
music.
still buy CDs. I still play like the physical. So that's just me.
Yeah,
I mean, streaming is cool for like if you want to hear a new album or like an old album that's out of print. But I still love buying the physical. So
yeah, I need
you
to
know.
hear it. My
Oh yeah,
neighbors
for
probably gonna
sure,
fight me.
for sure, for sure.
Man, I cannot find this song, man. This is about to drive me crazy. I gotta find this Eminem song. For real. It's not good. Maybe it
You know what
was.
I mean? But yeah, I still love like Goodie Mob. Like I will still play this album instead of like going on YouTube and listening to it. I'll still play the album. So
Mm-hmm.
you
Cause
know what I
it
mean?
sound different. It sound
Yeah,
different. It's like listening. I don't even listen to the radio no more. But I remember when I did listen to the radio,
mm,
like the even if it's the album cut. I mean the
right.
same thing that's on the album. It sound different. It sounds like it's like I believe in a communication model and like
Yeah,
it's just a whole bunch of shit. But all that shit, it sounded distorted.
right.
And so even when it's on a computer, it sounds distorted. But
Oh
when you
yeah,
hear it in your sound system, that
oh
shit
yeah.
deep,
Yep.
like,
Blasting
and
that
that's what
shit.
I like about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the radio since Kanye used to do those Good Fridays. That's the last time I listened to the radio.
Mm,
That's like that's back when he released My Beautiful Dark and Twisted Fantasy.
yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna
so
tell you. Oh, and that album right there. Oh my God. But I
yeah,
remember I stopped listening to radio. I'm gonna tell you, it had to be. It was around the time. Or no, it was at the time when Sean Kingston had that song, that suicidal song,
I remember that. Yeah.
that beautiful girl song.
Hmm.
And my son, he wasn't but like 2 or 3 years old. He was going around singing that shit. I was like, oh
Right.
hell no, cut all that shit off. Like
Right.
absolutely not. And it was all old school from there on. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather let my son listen to some goddamn NWA before I let him listen to this bullshit here. And
Yeah.
that's where we've been ever since.
Yeah.
Eh, I gotta find this Eminem song, man. This don't make it was like a demo. It wasn't a demo. It
Right.
was like a real song, but dang.
Well, I heard he's dropping like a special edition of the Slim Shady LP next month with like 10 bonus tracks and stuff.
Oh yeah, I see that right now. I'm just reading
Yeah.
that.
So maybe it'll be on there.
I guess so, man. I guess it is just don't give. I don't know why I feel like it wasn't that song though. I don't give a fuck. But that anyway, that was the last time I liked Eminem. I don't fuck with Eminem. I
Crazy.
felt like he got no. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like what a lot of people say that he get a lot of shine because he a white MC. Like
Right.
he alright, but after a while he got gimmicky. He was
Right.
too that Marshall Mathers shit, man. Get the
I
fuck
mean,
out.
I've always liked him. I've always, I felt like he was different. Like to be a rapper and a Caucasian rap artist and to be artist of the decade. That means you're beating out Shakira and Beyonce and Britney Spears
Man,
and Jay-Z didn't even do that.
that
You
means
know,
they kept trying to whitewash fucking rap. That's all that shit. That's political. That's politics. That ain't got nothing to
right,
do with. That don't got nothing to do with hip hop. That's straight rap. I don't.
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, the artists, come on, of the decade. Eminem, and you
I
agree
mean,
with that shit?
well, he sold a lot. Like my Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP.
Hold, hold on. So now we just talking about sales because you know who buys CDs. Like, so yeah,
Well,
if
yeah,
that's the
no.
case,
Well,
then
yes,
off
but
top,
I've
like,
been buying CDs from the beginning, and I'm not white, so
okay, and you're like one of five of us that buys that. So let's
it's
be
basically all
real.
the white kids and me. I'm the 1%.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So when we talk about
Right,
sales, that's not a true representation of what's really
right.
going on here. Who? What's the last Eminem album you think somebody really listened to all the way
No,
through?
I'm not going off for sales. I'm just meaning like to me, he's had a solid run, but I think
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I mean, depending on who you ask, like some people are mixed between. Well, Encore wasn't good, but after that, I thought he bounced back with Relapse. Some people didn't like Recovery. I thought Recovery was a dope album. And
It
then you
sounded
got the real
different.
issue after Recovery is when you got the real problem because you can't. Well, Marshall Mathers LP2 wasn't it wasn't bad, but it didn't live up to the original one. You know what I'm saying? There's some songs on there that I like. I actually have that album, but that the problem was starting with Encore, and then he bounced back. Then it's like he relapsed into being doing like some whack shit again. But I think he had a solid run with Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers LP and Eminem. So I think those are like his three best albums.
Mm.
But again, I don't look at Eminem like he's a bad beat picker. I just think he's had some bad albums, like every artist will. Michael Jackson had a bad album. Invincible, even though it went platinum,
Oh
that was
yeah, yeah. But it was still a good album. I think that's
right,
just 'cause all the trouble he was in and shit.
right, right.
That's all that was.
you
That was
know.
still a good
But
album.
I mean, but I never look at I think people need to like get away from this whole color thing. It's already tired and boring. Like this whole we have interracial relationships and couples. Like that whole thing about well Eminem is white and that's why he sold this much. I don't look at it like that. I look at if you're a dope artist, you're a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like whether you or green or you know what I mean?
yeah, and I hear you. And normally I would agree, but that's not like that ain't it. That's the whole thing with
Right,
like I mean, I just felt like, man, it's that ain't it, man. It's more to it than that. It's not that, like I said, it's a difference. We all know, if you're curious, we all know that it's a difference between hip hop and rap. So
right,
yeah, I'll give him that. He could be rap, whatever, but that ain't hip hop. Eminem
right.
to me ain't hip hop. I don't
I
care.
feel you.
People can get mad at me. People can say I'm this, I'm that, or whatever, but Eminem to me ain't hip hop, and I'm allowed to say that.
I feel
And I
you.
don't give a fuck what nobody, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
And you shouldn't. You should
Other
stick to your
stuff.
opinion. That's what we doing here.
I do all day, every day. But
You know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
saying, like, I feel like his sales are reflective of the people who buy and listen to his music. And it's
Right.
not, we are not the majority who does that. And because of that, that's why, music is tilted in the way that it is now. It's not a
Right.
true, these sales are not a true reflection of what's really going on. Because, even back in the day, we had payola. It just,
Yeah. Hmm.
that was just it was just becoming it was just being whispered about. We already knew
Right.
labels was buying up CDs beforehand. We already knew that shit. We already knew
Oh
there
yeah.
was,
For
what I'm
sure.
saying, padding numbers and shit. So we can't never talk about sales. And that's when Jay-Z was like, "Oh, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't." You a motherfucking lie. You know numbers lie. You the main one who should know that shit. And then
Man.
what was that he did with the was that him who did the shit with the phones? I forgot what that little fiasco was. And I can't remember if that was him, but however it was, you got a phone and you got
Oh
his
yeah, the
album.
Samsung deal or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember all of it, but that's
Yeah.
numbers
He,
lying
he had
right
a
there.
he had a deal with Samsung when Magna Carta came out. So
Okay.
anybody, yeah, I think I forgot how it went, but they had the album on, like downloaded on their phone or some shit.
Right, automatically
Yeah.
though, right? It was
Right.
on some automatic shit. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
numbers line right there. I didn't say I
Hmm.
wanted that shit. I didn't say I bought that
Right.
shit. But yet
I didn't
that's
like that
numbers.
album, so I would have threw away my
Yeah.
Samsung if they gave me that album.
You see what I'm saying? So that was manipulative as fuck because
Yeah.
Jay already knew like that album wasn't about to be it. So he had, but see, and then that's the genius of Jay Z too
Right.
because he's a businessman. At the end of the day, I
Right.
got all this product. I got to get rid of all this product that I didn't. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? That ain't. So look, let me get this deal. The man's smart as fuck, but you're a
Right.
liar. You already know numbers do lie, and you're the main.
Oh
You've
yeah.
been knew that shit. You've been knew that.
For sure. For
But
sure.
but yeah, that's I know we got. I'll be jumping around, but back to the
Yeah, we we
Eminem
we,
shit.
we
That's what
talk
I'm
for like
saying.
an extra hour on different shit.
I know,
I know Reggie's probably at his job now. Like, damn, they still on? Oh man.
I know. We just been talking long as fuck.
It's all good. This is my longest episode yet right now.
I know I can't believe you got me talking all like this. Like you remember,
Ah
I was
man,
so nervous the first
it's all
time,
good.
but
I've done episodes with that lasted like 7 8 hours. So
oh wow,
you
that's
know what I mean.
a lot of
On other
hours.
people's shit, I've done like 7 8 hour episodes. So this is nothing. 2 hours. This is a breeze.
All right.
You know.
Well, so what you ready to get off? Or you want to talk about something else?
I mean, it's up to you. If you got things to do, you know. I don't. I think we should cut it. I
I
mean, we
definitely
got
think
like two
this
people
is
watching. I don't, you know what I mean. But
it's
we
like
can always
2 hours
come
and
back and
30 minutes.
we can always come back and discuss some more because there's always going to be some other shit to talk about.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I
I can't
mean.
wait to get to the next episode.
I'm doing on Reg's channel. We doing discussing TLC Crazy Sexy Cool. I think that's gonna be on Friday, and then on Sunday we're doing two Jackson reviews. We're doing Jermaine Jackson album and the Jackson's Victory album. So that's gonna be a
Oh,
long
okay.
episode too. Yeah, that's gonna be a long episode. And tomorrow I might be doing a vinyl collection video. It all depends on I'm still going through the vinyl to see which ones I want to showcase, but I might be doing that tomorrow. But we definitely gonna hook up again and talk about you say you want to do Bahamadia and Tila or which one?
I don't know. Let's talk about it some more.
Okay. Okay,
I
cool. So
don't know.
I'll just hit
Yeah.
you up and we can talk about it or whatever.
All right.
Thank you for everybody that came through, Ashley and Samuel. Appreciate it. Everybody's been, checking out the vids. Keep checking it out. Appreciate it. That's what it is, man.
Yes. Thanks for having me
Yes.
again.
No doubt.
All
No
right. Bye
doubt.
bye.
All right. Later. Peace.